Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. 4 de Mayo.
See. Yep. Welcome,
What's going
guys.
on, brother?
Oh,
How you
not too much. Not too much. Had a headache earlier, but now I'm doing good. Man, how about yourself?
I'm getting there. I was playing games all night and having a few drinks, having fun, and realized that I should go to bed. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. For the new Sunday morning pillaging show.
All right. Hope you guys like the thumbnail that Jason created from the help of. He's not here yet, but if he gets there, we'll give him props because he wouldn't thought of our name. I think it's a good name. What do you think?
I definitely like that, man. I definitely like that. Yeah, the logo's coming along too, and I'm seeing a little sample of it there, and then we're gonna work on the little intro video, and we will be straight.
I love it. All right.
Yeah. So let's see what's up with the chat.
People in the chat.
Salute to the crew, Mr. Furbo.
Furbo always here. Hey, Furbo, you working today? Or you on break? Because
they never give Furbo breaks.
Furbo is the hardest working man in the Raider Nation, dude. I swear to God.
Furbo legit works 8 days a week.
Yeah, 8 days a week, pretty much. Hey, Raider Ryan, what's up? Salute.
Yep, salute. My cat wants to say what's up, y'all. He's bugging right now. Say what up. Say what's up to the folks. Power to the people. All right.
Dude, he gonna start his own YouTube channel. Watch.
Yeah, I think
Black Cats Unite.
Black Cats for all the cats, Yeah, Drake had all for all the dogs. They're gonna have all the cats.
Hey, good morning, Red Knight. How you doing? Yeah. Here is the man of the hour right there at the bottom.
Yep, Mr. Weber.
Mr. Weber. Everybody send a shout out, salute to Frank Weber. He the one who created the name for our show. Thanks for you, Mr. Frank Weber. I gave him a shout out last night on Jeff's show. So
what do they call that? The guy behind the scenes that does the he's was it the co-producer, the executive producer?
Yeah, executive producer. Yeah.
Mr. Frank Weber.
Frank Weber. Love that sax. He likes to play sax. Rose Town. What's up, brother?
Rose Town 707. Right down the street. Yeah.
Ryan.
Oh yeah. So as you see, we got the big dogs, for the watch out for the big dogs.
Oh yeah, always.
We're looking at these 6'7", 6'9", 6'10". No, just playing these Kevin Durant size wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? And as we talked about, that's Pete. Pete likes them big. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
Pause. He said it before. Size matters. Size does matter.
Well, he likes physical, strong guys.
Mm-hmm.
He likes speed, but he definitely like those physical, strong guys who can block, who can do it all. He's not into that little shifty, swifty. I mean, he's like it, but he's not into that. Can you block?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, not good for me.
Appreciate
What's
you guys.
What's up, Chewy, aka Jeff? What's going on, brother?
Yep. I mean, between me and Chris, we have 100 years of Raider experience, I believe.
And I got most of them.
You know what I'm saying? He definitely takes the the veteran, because I mean that's why I like, you definitely know I could go years back and exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been levels to these years of struggle, for real.
Gunsmoke, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Bang bang.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yep. So, okay, yeah, go ahead. No, I'm just gonna set this up real quick. Let me see. So today, Carroll's philosophy on big receivers. That's kind of what we're gonna jump into today. I'm glad I have Chris here too, which is a USC fan, so he can definitely have my back on pretty much his college career, and the players that he had back then. Because for me, I'm a Cal Berkeley fan, so that was one of the people that we had to go against every year. You know what I'm saying? And it was always, tough. For the most part, they got the best of us every time. There's been few little here and there, but for the most part, they were pretty dominant. From because I remember, let me see, when Pete Carroll, I pretty much have known about Pete Carroll and just have followed him since that Green Bay Patriots Super Bowl, where I believe that's where Brett Favre got his first Super Bowl win. That's with the Desmond Howard team.
Yeah.
Very good team. Didn't work out for him. Pete had Curtis Martin, Bledsoe, all those characters. Ty Law, you know what I'm saying? Very good teams, but just, Green Bay was a better team there. So like it's even with the team, like I think, it sounds funny, but that was the first time I ever heard of the Patriots was during that Super Bowl, time. Because you don't really hear about that team until Tom Brady and everything like that. Like you really didn't hear about the Patriots. They had that ugly red and kind of crazy scheme. Then that's before the blue and the blue and white and all that. But
well, you got to remember, Patriots were a trash team back in the 70s and early 80s. They were trash. They didn't want to go nowhere. And then Pete Carroll got there, didn't help them out. So Patriots actually owe Pete Carroll a lot of credit because he kind of rebuilt that team, but then it fell apart real quick. But like I said, Patriots are trash. Patriots are like one of those teams like you see them on your schedule. Hey, that's guaranteed win. We won't get that.
Yeah.
I mean, they had players on there because remember we got their quarterback Plunkett who took us to 2 Super Bowls. So they had players, but they didn't have the team.
Yeah, but besides the Patriots too, and then I think that's where I heard of it was Plunkett, and then I was trying to think of any players before that, and at that time I could not tell you anybody, but yeah,
not players of importance or will change the landscape of the team, and they got a couple players, but how that goes.
You should have seen this right now. My cat was sitting here digging through my goodie drawer, and then I thought I was gonna have to get him, but he just wanted the little straw that comes in the little blunt wraps, which is crazy. I thought I was gonna have to put him out.
Looking for that cat. Hey, looks like catnip to me.
I was like, am I have to gonna have to put him out? Because this is crazy. I mean, and try to get me while I'm on the stream too. That's kind of crazy. Yep. So Carroll has openly discussed his preferences for size at key positions, including wide receiver, and as we know, corner, safety. Even running back. He likes big backs too. He likes big backs, and he cannot lie.
He likes strong running backs. Pete Carroll's not into the elusive backs. Although at USC he had Reggie Bush, but then also had Lindell White, who was a big back. So he do like the swifty, shifty running backs, but he's not gonna play them the whole game. He's not gonna you're gonna be the what they call it, the 30 times 30 carries. He's not gonna have that with you.
Yeah. Then we need a back for the Swifties, So his ideal receiver profile often includes height 6'3" plus, physical strength, toughness, blocking ability, catch radius, and red zone presence. Let me see.
Frank Weber. Highlight Frank Weber's comment right there.
Gotcha.
I like what he said.
The NE had that one.
Yeah. So New England bright spot 76. Yeah, I remember that. But Madden just totally. I remember that because they just totally smacked him down. I remember that game. He put him in his place. Like, you think you're something? Watch this.
He said, "Watch this."
See, put them in their place. All right, that's what I like that. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. Let's see, bam. So yeah, the 6'3", physical strength and toughness, blocking ability, catch radius, and red zone presence, which we definitely need that. And I don't know if you guys remember Brandon Marshall. He was one of those. He played a short time with them, but when asked about getting a receiver that size and how they could use him pretty much in the scheme, his thing was, hey, size matters. We always like big receivers, because it's a threat. You can't, because say if you have somebody, or I said this, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about the San Diego, shout to Ben and them, everybody that was on the pod with Ben, because we talked about like all the big receivers that it was San Diego then that the Chargers used to have with Vincent Jackson, Malcolm Floyd. I'm forgetting another name, but they had some big boys, and they used to give us problems. So I definitely get it. Definitely.
Well, like I said, Pete Carroll liked those blockers because, like I said, he liked to run. He'll run outside and run inside. And then plus he wants those big receivers to have the safeties and the cornerbacks worry about them. Because if you got a big receiver running down the field, you back a while back, the cornerbacks were like 5'10", 5'9". I mean, barely 6 feet. They were 6 feet. Mm-hmm. But if you got a guy coming at you at 6'3" or 6'2", the safety guy watch him because he's too tall for the cornerbacks. So while they're doing that, Pete Carroll like send the ball up the middle. Mm-hmm. So now we're talking my area, USC area. Let me talk about that.
Let me see. Just a few names of some kind of bigger wide receivers that Pete Carroll has had in his on his offenses.
Mike Williams, yeah.
Yep, Mike Williams, 6'5", 230. I'm just missing the 5 inches, but I got the 230. I'm just missing the 5 inches.
I'm missing more than that. I'm missing like 10 inches. Balls, but yeah, balls. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to Pete Carroll in his years at the Trojans. Okay. I'm a USC fan. I was pretty much born here because we live right down. I shot down from Coliseum, so I was born to be a USC fan and a Rams fan. But I got that real quick. Get out of here. But anyway, so here's the thing. Before Pete Carroll got there, USC was trash. I think 2 years, 1 year they didn't make a bowl game. Because back then, they only played 12. I mean, not that many games. I can't remember exactly how many, but the order qualified for a bowl game, you got to win six games a year, 6 games that season. And back then, it wasn't like it is now, 56 bowl games. Then it was only like maybe 12, not counting the big 4, Cotton, Rose, Sugar, and the what am I missing? Fiesta. Okay, yeah. So
Orange Bowl. Is it Orange Bowl or the Fiesta?
Orange Bowl. Fiesta Bowl came later. Yeah, but the big 4 was the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, the Cotton Bowl, which now is not prominent anymore, the Orange, and the Sugar Bowl. There was like 4 or 5 big bowl games that every team wanted to go to. Back then, there wasn't that many bowl games, so you had to win 6 games, and hopefully, the bowl committee will invite you to play in their bowl. Pete Carroll missed it. I mean, Pete Carroll missed it. Other coaches missed it. Pete Carroll first year got there, went to a bowl game. They went 6-6. Now, here's the fun fact: that they went 6-6. The following year, they went 11-2. A 1 year swing. And then the following year, they win national championship. So Pete Carroll's had a tendency to turn teams around because he, like you said, recruited the big receivers. He recruited the big running backs. He got the big linemen, the offensive linemen, and defense. So Pete Carroll know how to turn. He knows what it takes to win a football game. What it takes. You got to win in trenches. You got to win with blocking. On defense is another story, but on offense, he knows exactly what to do. Hey, Jasin, salute, brother. Is that you? I can't hear you. Was that you? I can't hear you. Can you guys hear him? No, you can't hear.
Dang, I was muted too. My bad. Sorry about that. Is that better? Yeah, that was me with the mute. My bad. I tried to set a little.
No, I was soothing him. I was going to go take a nap on my couch over there.
Okay. There we go.
Hey, Chris, welcome, man. Welcome to the show. So, Pete Carroll know how to get players that fits his style of play.
Yeah, and then they also talk about they're not going to be having all these 6'7", 6'10", 6'11", 7'1", wide receivers going catching passes, and that's true because it's really for the blocking game. That's where it's really going to be executed. Is those big, the corners already have a hard time in the run game. So imagine if you have a big receiver just tossing you around, manhandling you. That's what I'm saying. That's what Pete likes to do. When we say Pete will run the ball and he's going to have a good defense, Pete's going to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how to run the ball. He's had good receivers. He's had speedy receivers that can get after it. He's had all kind of different running backs to receivers, everything. And he can make it work. He's going to bring the best out of whatever you do well. He's going to execute that on Sundays, just like he used to do on Saturdays.
Well, Pete Carroll with the big receiver is going to keep the eight men in the box completely shut out because he can't put 8 in the box, safeties, and being cornerback unless they're going to blitz. Mm-hmm. Because they got to worry about this guy. He's a 50-50 ball. The quarterback do okay. Look at the play call. Oh, they coming up. It's 8 in the box. All right. You got to go out single coverage. Boom. So the receivers also not only a block threat, but also like a deception. Like we don't know what they're gonna do. And that's what I like. You might run on first down, but you're gonna put 8 men in the box. We're just going to throw the ball. That's Chip Kelly coming in. But Pete Carroll likes those big, tall receivers as a threat.
Because all it does all day is put pressure on the other side. Basically, if you don't get, it's just like a speed guy. If you don't get your hands on a speed guy or a big guy, you're done for. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, at least control who you're in front of, you know what I mean? And it's that way every time. No DB can take a play off. Because you got to load. Like if you take any kind of, because he's already got the size advantage over you. So you can't let him outwork you and outposition you, because then that way he owns you. And then a couple completions in a row, oh, it's gonna be all day for you, little boy. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be talking about chirp.
Let's think about it. Okay, Jasin, you're a 6'2", I mean a 6'3", 6'4" wide receiver, about 215 pounds. I'm a okay, hypothetically pretend, we all dream. We all have dreams. But and I'm a 5, and I'm a 5'9", 5'10" cornerback weighing 195. Who's gonna win that battle? You are.
Yeah, I'm
if I try to press you, you're gonna do is push me aside. That's what he wants. These guys can't press him. They have to play off him. Or no, and then plus the speed. These guys, now the guys they got are fast.
Yeah.
So they have to play off them. So while you're doing that, that's 5 yards right there. Easy.
Yeah, no more getting beat over the top. We got speed. That's the thing. We got the speed. Now we just have to get the skill to go with it. And then with the but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying this, but we have the coaches in place that we have a great offensive coordinator that's going to definitely do some trick. You notice we haven't seen him. Wait a
minute. Hold up. Back up.
Yeah.
We got an offensive coordinator this year?
Yeah. We actually
didn't have one last year. Finally got one?
I mean, we had a few last year, but didn't equate to nothing. But yeah, we actually have a professional in the position.
A grown up.
We have our same defensive coordinator we've had for the last few years. For a change.
So you know why he came back, right? I think we talked about that last week, but yeah, you know why he came back. Pete Carroll went and talked to him and said, "No, I need you back."
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So,
because he's really like the glue. Like Graham's the glue for the moment because he's been there. He's what the players are familiar with. Max has been rocking with him for a few years now. You know what I'm saying? So he is the glue. Because when you go and get a whole nother coaching staff and stuff like that, basically you get rid of everybody, and then now you got to get to know the guys, all that. So now it's like he's got someone that knows the guys, and on the very, very, very important side of the ball, defense. If you got the defensive core still, not player wise, but you got Max, and then you got the defensive line pretty much intact, and then you got youth kind of sprinkled in the secondary, but we do have some vets on the linebacker core. So,
but you got to think about it. Last year, we had a massive injury bug on the defense side, massive. We lose Christian Wilkins. Kuntz didn't even get a chance to even play in a preseason game. Then Hobbs in and out. Epps was out. Someone else was out, and he still had a defense playing well.
Yeah.
He used what he had to the best of the abilities he could do, and he still had playing well. So kudos to Patrick. I'm glad he stayed.
Yeah. For if you guys remember, I mean, I know Chris remembers Dwayne Jarrett. I remember he went to, I feel it was the Panthers, but after that, I could not tell you.
He didn't do well. Now, he didn't do good in the NFL. He did all right, but he wasn't, that player you thought he might be in NFL, although how big he was.
Mm-hmm.
We got to think when he came out, they were looking at more like these small receivers, these shifty running receivers. They were looking for big receivers. They thought they were too slow.
Yeah.
But the guy wasn't slow at all, but couldn't go against him.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely had, I remember him. Patrick Turner, I remember, but he didn't do, too well as far as like college, yeah, but as far as NFL, not so much.
No, because like I said, that era, they look at the small receivers.
Mm-hmm. And then I know this is everyone's favorite era in the Bay Area, huh? No, just playing.
Salute, how you doing, brother?
Salute. Yep. If you remember Sidney Rice,
mm-hmm.
I want to say that was South Carolina. I think it was that he went to college. But yeah, Brett Favre played with him his last year in, I think that was Minnesota. Yeah, but 6'4" receiver, definitely a jump ball getter. Had a lot of injuries. His career was kind of cut a little short, but yeah, he was on there with Percy Harvin, Sidney Rice. They had a pretty good wide receiver core, and it was balanced. We knew what Percy Harvin was: returner, wide receiver, gadget guy.
Yeah, I hate that dude.
Yeah. And then, of course, Brandon Marshall, 6'4", 232. Like I said, I missed him the 4. Thought near the end of his career, Marshall fit Carroll's mold and was signed in 2018 for his size and experience. Because it is the element that you can't coach. You can't coach someone to be taller. You know what I'm saying?
You can't coach speed. You can't coach height.
Mm-hmm.
You can't coach that. The only thing you can coach maybe is weight. Those skills you can't coach. So you had that building block in this guy. That's what he found. Like, what are your stats? Okay, you're 6'4". I can't teach that. Mm-hmm. You're a 4'3". I can't teach that. I may teach you to run a little better, get a half a tick off. But other than that, I can't teach height. I can't teach speed. All that I can teach you is skills, how to catch the ball, where to catch it, when to catch it. He can teach that. But if you notice the trend in a draft, you notice that Thornton. Then they signed this guy Collins, 6'6", tallest receiver in the NFL. They didn't go after the little guy. Well, they got Beck. Beck was like 6 feet. So he's right in that threshold where Pete Carroll. Plus, what Beck has is what? Toughness. He likes to block. He even said it. I like hit people too. Hey, salute, Coach Gravy. Welcome to the chat, brother.
Hey.
Coach Gravy and Hit Sticks in the building.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Yeah, so, and you saw that with their free agency signing because they go after this guy. Now, why? Because, we were a guy, like I said, my saying was, like all along, Pete Carroll don't want no lollipop guild at the receiving court. I mean, a lollipop game, guys are 5'10" and under. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be, because he got a block. Yeah. I don't remember Trey Tucker blocking a lot when they were playing. Jacoby Myers, yes. He blocks.
Yeah, that's going to be a dangerous core too, because Jacoby gets down in the blocking game. Besh is going to get down in the blocking game. So that's why I say we're building this thing to run the ball. I wish we had more running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like I like what they're creating. And yeah, the size is going to be good. And whoever's the best blocker out of these big guys will hit the field. Whoever's, going to be the most useful down the field, that's who we're going to have on the field. Hopefully a couple versions of each.
I think Pete Carroll and them have, I think this is my philosophy and my thoughts only. I think Pete Carroll, hey, Rochelle, what's up, brother? What's going on? I think Pete Carroll got his eye on a few running backs on other teams that might not make the other teams. This is my thoughts only. But, we'll wait to see because, he got the cuts, June 1st cuts and all that stuff coming up another month or so. But, I think they got their eyes on it because they didn't draft and they didn't sign anybody. And free agency was crappy for running back. It wasn't nobody in free agency market. Yeah. Really, besides Najee Harris, and I think Chubb is still out there. So I think they got their eye on maybe looking at some of the guys that the other teams picked up that might not make a team, like UDFA, stuff like that, they might look at. So I'm not worried about that. Pete Carroll knows exactly what he wants. Mm-hmm. He's going to get what he needs. Salute, Bill Davis. Salute, Billy. Welcome, man.
Billy D.
Always in the building, Billy D. Not sure 5 jobs going these days. I know you get working like 5 jobs now.
Man.
Not this kid.
Yeah, shout to the 2021 in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it. Watching.
He's on, like you said, look at Seattle's record. He gets his first year, they go 7-9, win the playoffs. Lost 1-1 in playoffs. Then he goes again, and then in 2012, they go 12-5. Didn't quite make it. They were 1-1 in playoffs. But his record, since he's in Seattle, they either 9 games after 2011 or 10 and above. 1 year, then they won the Super Bowl. Then the following year they lost because of a bad call. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he took him 2 years at Seattle to get him to 10 and win a 10+ season. 2 years. Because he built that team. He got the players he wanted. He got the Beast, Metcalf, and all them guys in there. And look at Metcalf. He's a specimen. That's Pete Carroll receiver right there. He's a specimen.
Because you have to figure out what to do with a DK. You can't just like, I can wing it. I got this. Nah, you're going to have to develop a plan. Because he's lightweight going to punk you out there if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, he will. Yeah.
Because that's why I think that is so dangerous. Like, just think about what Pittsburgh did with they already had, what's his name, George Pickens, and then DK. Now, the passing game, that was probably going to be good too. But think about the blocking and the run game. Ben, what's up, my God? Salute.
Hey, Ray, Ben, what's up? What's good? What's good? Pete Carroll's building something special here. Like I said, he's coming in there and pretty much washing out it's only one. I think I mentioned earlier. There's only maybe one person left in the Gruden era, and that's Crosby. I don't think it's anybody. If it is, Chad, let me know, because I think pretty much the Gruden
Kuntz. I would say Kuntz will be. Yeah, Kuntz. Kuntz is the last. Kuntz and Max.
It's Kuntz, okay.
Oh, and what's this? Colton Miller.
Okay, so there's a few players left, but they're renowned starters. You still got some of the McDummies people in there, and he got rid of most of. He got rid of a lot of them. He cut a lot of players. Like I said, Ramil Keaton. I thought he was gonna make the team. He's a big receiver, but I guess he couldn't block downfield. Definitely couldn't catch, because they had a couple balls that went through his fingertips. Like, dude, you're a receiver. John Madden, when he was doing games with Pat Summerall, both of them rest in peace, because those are the greatest I ever seen call a football game. I couldn't wait. I don't care who was playing. I had to watch John Madden and Pat Summerall. But John Madden made a comment: if the ball touches your hands, you catch it. If your fingertips are on your ball, you catch it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do as a receiver. That's what you get paid to do, catch the balls. So Pete Carroll's philosophy is, if you can't catch the ball or run block, they have no use for you. Bye, Ramil Keaton.
Yeah, and that catch radius too. You know what I'm saying? That catch radius is, you can pretty much help your quarterback. You can put it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be able to at least put a hand on it, get close to it. That's the thing when we got these 5'9" receivers. It's hard to, you getting pressured and all this kind of stuff. I know you get millions of dollars to do this, but it's basically, if you can't hit what you can't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't, you have to find these 5'11" receivers, and you got 6'2" DBs and all these big safeties, and it's hard to direct the ball over the your 6'4" lineman. It's angles. It's a game of angles for sure. And just with the bigger receivers, you give your QB easier targets to find. You know what I mean? And the quick, when he's like, oh shit, someone to my left, bam, I could just get off, because I know my big 6'4" or 6'5" receiver, I can give him a chance. I could put it up, and either he's going to get it or nobody's going to get it.
Exactly. So, yeah. It's like the 50-50 catch, like in basketball, when they have a jump ball, who jumps up? The taller guys. So either the ball's in the air, who's going to tip the ball? The taller guy usually, or the highest jumper. If you got a guy like 5'9" against a guy 6'2", the ball's in the air, 6'2" guy going to win all the time. Unless you place it in a certain spot where he can get like low to the ground, yeah, he'll win that battle. But you don't want to take that chance. That's why last year, how many times did Trey Turner get reviewed if he made the catch or not, because the ball was so low on the ground? Did it hit the ground or not?
Yeah. I think it's Jalen Noel. I seen a catch. They were saying that Houston won. What was it? Houston they got him? They got Higgins. Who got Higgins? Was that Houston?
I don't remember.
Dang, I forgot. Whoever got Higgins, they ended up getting Noel too. His counterpart on Iowa State. And they showed a catch. Bro was double covered. And I still don't know how he made that catch. I mean, it was a perfect throw. Just talk about put it in his shirt pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those, like put it in your front shirt pocket. And yeah, nice grab. Like no separation whatsoever. And that's why I say I don't know how that got slipped in, but damn, what a catch. If you guys check that out, Jalen Noel's double coverage catch. I forgot where I seen it, but I've seen it, and it was nasty. Pretty nasty. So we got DK Metcalf. We're familiar with him from Seattle. Physical. Fast. We've seen him chase down, gun down Buda Baker. which was crazy.
Oh,
I mean, just physical, just
like
like
he was way behind. He was 15-yard mid up, like boom, like dang. Okay.
like somebody stole something from you. Yeah, he was on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he just disrespected his mother.
Yeah.
And
he like when the guy said, "Hey, there was one piece of chicken in the refrigerator, man. It was mine." And he got took it. No, that's mine. Give it back.
Yeah, and he said no. He took off, and he said, "Oh, you gonna give me that chicken?" He said, "You gonna give me that chicken back?
Give me that last piece of chicken, mine."
Yep. Hey, y'all remember remember Barbershop when Craig's trying to get back the money? I feel like that was that too, where he's trying to give old boy back the money. And then he's like, I don't want the money. Y'all take it. And then the brother's like, oh, you going to take this money? And he chases him down. He chases him down in the alley and it gives him. He said, here, take this money. I don't know if you remember that. But yeah, that's how DK was on that boy. Buddha Baker.
Yeah, see, so you see the trend there. You see a trend at Seattle. You see a trend at USC. You see it now with the same thing that's happening. Pete Carroll knows what he wants. You know, he wants big, tough, physical players. You know, no more munchkins, no more lollipop guild. You know what? I'm not mad at them because they do serve a purpose. Like Tugger, he will serve a purpose in his offense because the defense gotta pay attention to him. Because if they don't, he's gonna right past you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the safety also got to watch. I don't know, Thornton. He's a big receiver. They got to watch him. And they also got to watch the guy in the backfield, Jenny. And then they got to watch Geno Smith. Then they got to watch Bow. Do you see what I'm getting at? They give defense like a headache. Because last year, I'm trying to get away from last year because it was a total failure, but I'm trying to compass. Sorry, that's something. Compare and contrast. What we do? Run on first down. What we do? Run on second down. So defense says, that's all they're going to do. We'll put 8 men, 9 men in the box and stop the run. Because we had lousy blocking, and Zamir couldn't win anyway. But now, it's first down 10. The defense don't know what the hell to do. You know, you got Thornton, your big. I don't know if he's going to start or not. Hopefully he does. You got your big 6'5" receiver over there. Then you got Bowers on this side. Then you got Jacoby Myers over here. Then you got Genty in the backfield. Then you maybe got Betchen in the slot. Like, Geno Smith will have so much options. And Pete Carroll is not afraid to have the quarterback change the plays. Unlike McDummy. He hated when Derek Carr changed plays. He told him, run the play, I call it and do it. Big girl said, hey, if you see something I don't see, because you out on the field, make the call. Because there was one incident when Geno Smith with Pete Carroll. Geno Smith was mad that the play didn't work because he said, why we run that play? Pete Carroll said, okay. Next play, he changed the play and ran it and they got a first down. You see what I'm saying? Pete Carroll, like, I got you. Come on, pay attention. He's gonna have you see something. The play that was sent in, you don't think it's gonna work because of the way they sell more defense. Change it. You got options.
Chris, that's a great point that you just made. I don't even know if you know, but yeah, for the last few years, that's where we haven't had the trust of a quarterback with the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been, no, you run this play or you don't play, you know, or run this play or, you know, but how it should be is the coach, because who's the closest person to the field on the field? Your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like center, quarterback, you know what I mean? But everything that the quarterback sees or the center sees and recognizes, the coach has shouldn't have no control over that. Because if you see something and you know, like if you watch this is not just a regular, if you don't watch film and all this kind of stuff. If you watch film, you know what you see. You know what I'm saying? This is the times where you shine. You know, if you know what they do, you know their tendencies, and you know that play that you like, you know what, this is the play that we could always use to hit them over the top in practice. This is the one, you know, and it's like you should have the control to change the play. I felt like they didn't have that in the last 3 years with us. It was just, we're just running the play. The coach gave us a call. We just run the play. We're not looking. Because I said that like about a year ago, that I feel like we don't audible. We don't look at the defense. We don't change into different things. It's just run the play, and it works or it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you see the great ones like the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, when he used to see, call, change a play. You know, call into a good and be successful doing it, not change it to it and get 2 yards, or you know what I'm saying, get first downs, get touchdowns. You know, so that's what we've been missing, is a quarterback that is trusted, and we're getting that again with Geno coming back to Pete. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what he can do, but the way Pete doesn't play scared. That's the thing. He's not going to play scared. He's going to let that player play to the best of his ability. He's going to trust that player. You know what I'm saying? To play. He's not going to be like playing scared, like, damn, I shouldn't call this play because I don't know if he's going to be able to. No, he's going to call the play.
He's not going to say two stupid chats. But anyway, right quick. Ardell, welcome to the building. Bear Nation, welcome to the building, guys. Chasing Downs, welcome to the building. Yes, I appreciate you guys joining me and Jason. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification for us. We do the show every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Just want to get out of there right quick. Yeah, Pete Carroll also don't take stupid chances. He know. He to me, he can see, he's not clairvoyant, but he can see like the next thing coming. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like you said, like you mentioned, who is close to the plays? The quarterback. So he said, if you see this play, it's might not work because of the way the defense is set up, change it. Because this play we're gonna run. But there's an optional place you can also do, just in case. Give them the option. Mm-hmm. And that's what Pete Carroll did with Geno. That's why Geno came, because he was the Jets. Geno was, I would say it was garbage, but Jets were the Jets. That's all I can say about them. I'm done with them. Mm-hmm. They gave him really a chance. 1 year and he benched him. Geno is a smart, savvy veteran with still a lot of juice in his tank.
Yeah, capable.
That's why he went as soon as Jesus was gonna be traded. Pete Carroll said, "Get on that phone now."
Yeah, call him. He's like, "I'm eating my lunch." He's like, "Man,
call him. Get that damn phone." I'll call.
Get that damn sandwich and call him. Yeah.
And a third, give him a third round for a second round pick. Come on, man.
And we got it back. We got it back.
Actually, we got a better one too. We got a 48. Yeah. We gave him a 78. He got a 48. But Pete Carroll, he was a number 37 pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. We got him back for the third round pick.
Yeah. So that's what I say. They bit because and then I feel that's what the last regime didn't do. That's what they didn't, because they messed around and tried to work with kind of what we had. But if you want staying power on this team, fix the quarterback position, and then you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody has failed at that since losing DC. DC was here 9 years. After that, we had it. You know,
I like Red Nation. I think I'm sorry to cut you off. Probably apologize.
No,
Red Nation are at the bottom.
The bottom. Ooh,
bottom. They just popped it. Red Nation made a rather valid point. Yeah. See, when Pete Carroll was coach USC, who was the other one? Chip Kelly at Oregon. And those guys had major battles. It was always Oregon and USC. Because we played, of course, UCLA, we played Notre Dame. But the game, when they played every 2 years, I think it was, that was the game to watch. Always on the TV. Always.
Bro, you know, we used to beat you guys sometimes. Oregon, I don't remember a game where we beat them. To be honest, I don't, like, in my whole time of being a Cal fan, I'm sure it's happened, but I just can't remember a time. You know, especially like I'm talking about in the early days, like against those Chip Kelly. They used to run it up on us. Cal Bears used to get ran.
That was like 42 points a game because the first quarter would be like 21 and 28 to nothing in the first quarter. Like what the hell? That is
like,
right up.
It seemed like they would never punt. Their things they would either score or that's it. You know,
and they'll punt or field goals. They didn't either one of them.
Yeah,
but Pete Carroll played against them. We won some, they won some. It was back and forth. You know, but they competed. And Pete Carroll knows who Chip Kelly is. He's seen him in college. That's why I think that's why Chip Kelly decided, because remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but they called Chip Kelly a couple years ago to see if he wanted an offensive coordinator job before he got to Ohio State. You know what he did? He did one of these numbers. My Raiders are calling. That's exactly what he did. So I ain't going there. Not McDummy, but yeah, it was McDummy was there. Nah, I ain't going there. Well, I'm gonna go there because one thing about the coaches, like Patrick Graham, Chip Kelly, eventually they won't be a head coach of a team. You can't have a losing record every year and expect another team to pick you up. Chip Kelly knows this. He know how Pete Carroll is. He saw what he did. He saw what he did at USC. He saw what he did at Seattle. He said, "Here's my chance to build a great offense, win some games, score some points." Then Pete Carroll decided to step down when he's 95 years old. Then there's Chip Kelly's chance. Same thing with Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham got in for a head coach, but the Raiders were so bad, like we don't know. But if they start winning, there's their chance to be a head coach somewhere.
Yeah, safe travels too, Ben, for sure.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, it kind of, when you think about it, man, it almost, because usually how it went in history is we would have had just one of these coaches or just one of these people as our coach. It would have been Chip Kelly, it would have been a Patrick Graham, or it would have been a Pete Carroll just separately. We got them all in place.
All in the same building.
All in the same place.
And that's phenomenal right there. That means when Pete Carroll came, and I was wondering, well, who's going to be an OC? And I think Ohio State was still playing the national championship. Who's going to be an OC? Because they got rid of Getsy halfway through the season, thank God. And the Turners, some people want to say, well, who else is out there? And then when they said Chip Kelly, like, oh my God, are you serious? You tell me you got one of the best defensive coordinators in the league? Because we were still ranked 15th in the total defense last year. People don't realize that. With all the injuries, we're still ranked top 15 in defense. Some things weren't as high as others, but we were still up there.
Yeah, and then
now you bring in Chip Kelly, who was an offensive mastermind, not a good head coach, but a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and we're gonna, this. I was gonna say Chicago. The whole Ben Johnson thing, right? We'll win more games than Ben Johnson. I'll say that right now. And we'll revisit it at the end of the year, but I feel we will win because why I say that is remember I was upset when we didn't get Ben Johnson. So I'll just say that I was upset, but then I heard, because remember they were saying to Pete Carroll that we had seen him too, and that was a possibility. This is before we actually got him. And I was like, damn, that would be cool if we could get Pete Carroll, but I didn't see it happening at the time, but it happened. You know what I mean? So I think we got the better of that deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got the younger guy, all this stuff, but we got the experience. We got the person that is the ultimate competitor. I don't know squat about Ben Johnson and what he's done, so far, but besides what's, been talked about in the last couple of years, I know about Pete Carroll on both sides of it,
I don't think they really pursued Ben Johnson like people think they did, because Pete Carroll was in the building. He went there twice. He talked to him twice. And then Ben Johnson came up, but my thing was, if you get him, fine. Now I don't care, because look, we already experienced a first-year head coach already. Although Ben Johnson was an offensive coordinator, which is close to a head coach, I don't want a first-year head coach. I don't want. I'm tired. You know, I'm 61 years old. I ain't got that much. I don't know how much longer I got to watch the Raiders win some games. Like, come on, let's do this now. Let's get over it. This year, they're predicting Vegas give them 6.5 wins. They said the same thing last year. We make that go. I'm saying, hey, you can win 8, 9, maybe 10 games. Okay, if we can double what we won last year, I'm happy with that. That means we're moving forward.
Yeah.
If we could beat the Queefs, the Uncharged, and the Donkeys, at least one of those 2 games, I'm happy with that. Let's be competitive again. I'm not saying Pete Carroll's going. I mean, it could happen. It happened before. Look at the Commanders. They were lousy last year. This year, they went to the NFC Championship game. It could happen. We could turn around. We can go 13-4. We don't know. We got to wait and see. But I know one thing: we're not going 4-13 again.
That part. I remember we talked about this, I think, before the show about Pete's. Oh, so Pete Carroll went to, it was in Seattle. So the Niners dominated all through the season. And they would get to Seattle. And Seattle would bring them to their knees. It would be 9-3 or 6-3 games and 14 to, you know what I'm saying, where there was no points. It was always, even in the playoffs, when they would meet, it would be, Niners would be running all over everybody. And then it would just be stifling when they would come to Seattle, and just everything that was put in place there. And that's what it's going to be. And look how we play KC now. We play them close.
Yeah.
We are going to beat KC. You know what I'm saying? Like with our coach in place and with the offense, that they're not going to know what the hell is going on. It's a new offense that everyone's going to see. That's the best time. That's like, I hate to say it, but the Patriots in 2007 when they had Randy Moss and they were just dogging teams. You know what I'm saying? They were just putting it on, like running the score up, just not caring. And then just like, hey, you don't like it? Stop it. That's what it's going to be like. That's my vision.
And that's why my wife, she's a 49er fan. That's why she hates Seattle to this day. Because of Pete Carroll was there. He used to dominate 49ers. 49ers are killing everybody. But when they go play Seattle, they just kill them. That's why she hates Seattle to this day. But yeah, on that note, the AFC West is shaking in their boots. I don't care what anybody say, because me and Jeff had a show. We pointed out, well, we did a draft. I think you might have been that day. Might be the next day, but it pointed out. Look how what the Chargers and the rest of AFC West is doing. See what they drafting. They're drafting guys to try to match up with the Raiders. Then later rounds, they're like, oh shit, they got this guy. Well, we got to try to counter that. They're running their boots. You know it. Mahomes only have so much time before, what's his name? Andy Reid have a heart attack for eating too many cheeseburgers. Now, I wish nothing bad on Andy Reid. Now I'm wishing nothing bad on anybody. Please don't take that out of context. I'm just saying, he's not healthy, man. Harbaugh's not healthy, man. Don't know about Sean Payton, but Pete Carroll is old too. But if you look at some tape and stuff for other teams, you don't see Andy Reid running around the field throwing footballs and pushing players around. You don't see Jim Harbaugh doing it. He's on the side yelling. And you don't see Sean Payton doing that either. But if you watch what they're doing right now in their voluntary practice, what's Pete Carroll doing? Running. Throwing footballs at his players. Talking to them, laughing, joking. And okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but I'm telling you what kind of person Pete Carroll is. What kind of person he is. What kind of man he is. He was coaching USC. And their place kicker, got killed in an automobile accident. Okay. Right before, a couple days right before the game. No, we got arrested, so I forget his name. I got to look it up again. So No, Pete Carroll did. He invited the family to the game. And they didn't know why, because they're still grieving. He said, come to the game, please. We honor your son. And so they came to the game. And it was on the sideline. USC scored a touchdown. You know what they did? For the extra point, they lined up everybody, but they didn't put a place kicker there. The long snapper was not long snapper. The placeholder was looking back. Was no kicker there. Feel like a missing action thing. I can still give me chills about thinking about it. I watched it like, what are they doing? They took a penalty. The placeholder went up, got the ball from the center, gave it to the family. That's how you honor somebody. That's how much he cares about his players. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling Pete Carroll he cares a lot about his players. That's the kind of character we have in the building.
Yeah. McDukey wouldn't have did that, you know?
No. He wouldn't.
I don't think Pierce would have had the oomph to do that.
No.
Yeah. He would have wanted to, but you know, he would have had to listen at the end of the day.
Well, if he did that, they was like, what the hell you doing? And got backlash.
Yeah. See, Pete has always been that guy. He's just like he's a team. Like if you think of team coach, where it's not about your ego, not about your legacy, except for that one time. But you know, where it's not about, you know, he's that guy. And I think which is crazy because we talked about
he cares more about the players than anything else. Because Marshall Lynch said he'll come up there and, you know, to talk to you, say, hey, how's the family? How's the wife, kids? How's your nephew? Like, damn, you know my nephew's name? Mm-hmm. Most coaches know the wives and maybe the kids' name. How is Jeff or is it John? His name is Joshua. You know, Pete Carroll knows your nephew's name. That's how much he cares about players. And you know what that does to you? Because like I said, I told that story about the USC thing. I got chills in my spine because he cares. And because you got to remember, football players are human. They're just like me and you. Except they're bigger, faster, stronger, and get paid billions. That's the only difference.
Yeah. Slight difference. A
little bit difference.
Just a little difference. Yeah, it's definitely good people. Like, you know, he reminds me of, like, you know, that uncle that comes around and, like, you know, he's asking you questions, just trying to keep you sharp. You know what I'm saying? Just ask you, like, what's up, boy? You know, what you got going? What you got, you know, trying to pick your brain to see what you got going, but to keep you sharp, keep you on your toes. You know, like that's Pete. Like he'll, you know, like you said, throwing footballs to you, you know, making sure you're always ready, always prepared for every situation.
He kind of reminds me of the old, not an uncle. He reminds me of more of the friend of the family that been a friend of the family for years, like almost like an uncle, but not an uncle. He's like one of the guys that come to your football game. He's one of the guys that come to, you know, you need a ride, but your mom and dad's busy. He'll come pick you up. He'll say, hey, how your grades doing, man? You need some help? You know, one of those guys. You know, like a friend of family, but not really a family member, but a friend of family. That's what he reminds me of. He's a friend to you. He's everything to you that your parents might not have the time for or life for, whatever, where they're lacking it. He's the one that filled that gap. That's what he reminds me of. What's this metal yellow first red? Is that a code?
Yeah, it's a G14 classified little coding.
All right, honey, sweet. Subscribe to my channel, man, because I want to know all about those codes. I want to know. I want to learn.
Let me see. Now, I'm not going to pretend I even know who this was, but this was just an example of the big receivers that, you know, Pete's had across his path. But Derek Young, I don't know if you know who this guy is, but yeah, this was just another one that was
I remember him. He wasn't a big time like Mike Williams or all those guys make big catches. Mm-hmm. But when he was out there, he made the catches that count, like the third down catches, stuff like that. But the dude was fucking massive. He will knock the stuffing out of a cornerback trying to run up on especially on a blitz.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like punishing.
Ooh. See, physical. Let me see. So why he likes big receivers? Run blocking, a cornerstone of Carroll's run-first philosophy. Matchup nightmares. Tall receivers can dominate smaller DBs. Red zone efficiency. Tall targets increase TD probability. All about those numbers.
It's all about getting the right receiver in the right place. Because, like I said, when you're 5'10" and going against a 6'1" DB, chance on win those battles not likely. Well, you got a 6'4" guy going against a 6'2" or 6'1" DB. Chances are better, a lot better. And plus the physicality of it all. Because one thing they can't do against these big receivers, they can't jam at the line of scrimmage. They can't try to take them out their route. Because I watched some of after they drafted Josh Beck. I knew of Savion Williams because I wanted him, but I watched Josh Beck and I watched what he did on a field. The dude loves contact. He's blocking. He's hitting, and then he's hard to tackle too. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Because most receivers, when they catch the ball, just close to the sideline, they'll run out of bounds or try to avoid the hit. This SOB, like, look for the hit. Like, come on, bring it. Like,
yeah. And we'll bounce off you and make you look crazy.
Make you look stupid. Like, this guy. I thought that's a fly on my shoulder. Who's this Nat?
Yeah. So,
give me a second, Brad. Back.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we talked about balanced roster philosophy. Though he prioritizes size, Carroll doesn't rely on big receivers alone. He complements them with smaller, precise route runners like, I don't know if you guys have heard of these, but Doug Baldwin, 5'10", Tyler Lockett, speedy. Golden Tate, he used to be a dog when he was with, I believe that was with the Irish, with the Fighting Irish. And let me see. Yeah, this contrast helps create a diverse passing attack. So he's got those big guys that could block those smaller DBs and, really get the outside running plays going. Pete's philosophy for wide receivers is rooted in his broader coaching principles: competition, explosive playmaking, physicality, and maximizing player strengths. I see us because that's the thing. I don't see Pete getting less than 9 wins, because he knows, I know we've talked about all the hype and everything like that, but guys, I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing. And this draft was very successful. We did hit. Like I said, I wish we had got another, young back in there, like even in the UDFAs, like a Raheem Sanders would have been cool instead of them going to our damn rivals, But
yeah, I'm understanding them. They signed a couple run backs to UDFA, but like I said, they probably had their eyes on some other players. They probably give, of course, Zamir White still on the team. They probably give him a chance to be that big back. But I looked at his size. Wait a minute, he's not that big as far as his weight wise. He's only 2. Genty's bigger than him in the weight department. He's 215. He's only 211. Zamir White is. So we'll see. Hey, Rob Baines, salute guy. But like I said, Pete. Because, like you mentioned before, like usually, I don't know if you did in the chat or before we got on. Usually, when teams hire a new coaching staff, a new head coach, they bring their guys in that they know for years. That they know, I'm bringing my offensive coordinator, I'm bringing my defensive coordinator, I'm bringing this. No, Pete Carroll pretty much left it intact. The only thing he did was bring in Chip Kelly, kept Patrick Graham. The other guys are still there, because they're used to the team. Because it's going to tweak it a little bit, going to change things up. Shock Bowers, what's up?
We did revamp, I think, our because I'm kind of glad we did too, because we got rid of like some of the position coaches that we did have in place for a while,
Uh-huh.
which was cool because I felt, after these last few years, I'm like, bro, there's something that we're not doing that other teams are doing. Is it conditioning? Is it our training? Is our practice? Are we really practicing real life situations, or what are we doing? Like, are we just doing cardio? What are we doing that we're not competing in these games and we're not finishing? So
Yeah, because last few years we're getting hurt a lot. Why are we getting hurt so much? This is strength and conditioning. I said fire all of them. I think Deuce Gruden sabotaged us because we fired his dad. We didn't fire him, but his dad left. But yeah, they got to see because these injuries can't keep up. I mean, injuries are unpredictable. You never know when you can stand up and get out your chair and trip and hurt yourself, but you never know. But still, there's ways to prevent these injuries, and I don't know if they're doing that, but I think they hired some other guy. I forgot his name. They hired another guy that supposed to be one of the best strength coaches. I'm gonna pull up. Chap, you know what it is. You can pull up for me. I got like too many screens going right now. My computer's gonna crash.
No, you're all good, man. Shout to Frank Weber, man. Like you're just the hit that keeps on coming. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a big receivers, wear out corners and safeties. A worn out DB towards the end of the game is a liability and in jeopardy on every play. And what happens when you have a speedy running back, just say like with the name Genty, that's running down and you've been getting beat up all day and it's time to drop down and make that tackle? Or you could just do the Marcus Peters and say, Ole.
Yeah, but here, Genty, if you look at it, once you get past that second level, then the quarterbacks have a hard time tackling me anyway. But then you can also focus on this. The big DBs gonna wear out the big receivers gonna wear out the big DBs. They're gonna run ship on them. They're gonna block. They're gonna hit them. All right, cool. Then like third quarter, and Brock Bowers gonna be there too. You gotta remember him. He don't like getting tackled. So they got what it takes to wear a defense out. If you run and pound them, pause, run and pound them, pause, they're gonna get tired. And that's the problem we had last year, because we were tired. Because I'd always go out there 3 and out. Then defense had to get back on the field again and do the best they can. Or they turn the ball over on their side of the field. That was the problem. Defense that's why I was getting hurt a lot, because they're always on the field. The defense have more possession time than offense did. It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, shout to that too, Raider Nation too. I can't wait, because that's what I said. How Chris was saying earlier. People are nervous right now, and that's one of the people. Harbaugh is like, oh, because he knows it ain't gonna be easy.
What's up, Raider Rundown? Yeah, because Harbaugh was at Stanford, Pete Carroll was at USC. He just ran rap shit on him. Then they go to pros. Pete Carroll Seattle. Harbaugh was at San Francisco, beat his ass. So he's like, again, come on. I thought we was rid of this guy. He's back.
Yeah, he's back. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what I said. You haven't seen Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is in the lab right now cooking.
Oh my God. He's a hermit right now. He probably, when he comes out of his life, he's gonna probably have a long beard.
No way. I'm working.
Just put my food under the door. I'll get it in a minute.
I'm telling you, that's the only person I have not seen. Like, he is in there cooking.
You haven't seen him. Only seen Spytek and Carroll. You haven't seen Patrick Graham. You know who have you? Okay, you haven't really seen? Mark Davis.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I like it like that.
Yeah, stay out the way, Mark.
Because this draft had nothing to do with Mark Davis. Because like I said earlier, I know it was on the show. Now what I said, if they didn't have Spytek or Brady wasn't there, Pete Carroll wasn't there, Spytek wasn't there, if it was just the same old regime from last season, what to pick? Shooter Sands number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mark Davis like him. I like him. I like the shiny new toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes those expensive shiny toys break the next day.
Yeah, because that's what the fans are going to come back for. Last year was rough. You know what I'm saying? And the fans will come back just because of what they've done so far, because they've hit everything. Like the draft, they hit everything on the head. You know, like, yeah, they could have been better in a couple positions, but I'll wait till we see what comes on the field, and then I'll start passing judgment. But you know,
I'm sorry, Captain. Red Nation's made a good point in the chat at the bottom. I like what he said. Excuse me, Davis, we're working. Thanks.
Yeah. Mark's like, hey guys, how's everything going? They're like, Mark,
we're doing things. We're working.
We're actually working here. All right.
Go help the Aces. That was good for me. That's a good one. I like that.
He said, "Go help the Aces." Okay, we got this.
Go do something else. We're doing things here.
Yeah, go help the girls. We got this. Go in the kitchen to help the ladies. Go. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Go there and load those damn ticket prices. How about doing that?
Jeez, that part until we can win, till we can get to the playoffs. Because I mean, we paying prices of playoff teams.
Yeah, we are. But what's going to bring the fans back to the gym, to the arena, is winning. What's up, Rundown? What's up? It's winning. Like I said, Red Nation is all over the United States, probably the world. You got guys flying in from Philadelphia, Minnesota, stuff like that, because they're Raider fans. They're going to fly to Vegas. Not only is it a good destination, you can have fun while you're there, but you come see a game. Why am I going to sit here and buy an airline ticket, pay the high-ass hotel rooms to come see a game? We're going to get our ass kicked. I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm in Vegas, because that's what Vegas is. But why am I going to go spend all this money, buy this high-ass ticket, but playing fair and all that stuff to watch the team get their butts kicked on the field? That's my team. No, I'm not going to do that.
Like going to pay to go fight Tyson. You know, you have to pay for the air flight, the hotel before the night. You have to fight him. You got to pay all that to go fight Mike Tyson, just to go get
knocked out.
Not saying, Chris, that you're not going to stand a chance against Tyson. I'm just saying that
I'm not doing that. Because back in the day, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a big thing. He had pay-per-view events, and back in the day, it was back, when he was then, it was like $60 for pay-per-view. So, you pay for it, they watch prelims, which is not really nothing big. And then you get ready to watch Mike Tyson fight, it's over in the first round. Like, I paid $60 for this?
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my money. I mean, he did win, but still.
Yeah.
You're not going to waste their money to see a losing team. Why would you?
Yeah. Well, we would, but it was, I felt like they were trying to spin a fantasy, and they caught us just because we're loyal every year. We, after the season, it sucks, but then we get over it, and then we're ready for the next season. We're going to Super Bowl this year. We're going to play off, and we really believe it in our hearts because it can happen, because we've seen it happen when we didn't think it was going to happen. So it's getting back to that where we know every game. Like, I can go to a season opener now, not like, damn, this is probably going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually go to a home opener now, like, oh, we here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, feels good.
The Postal Nation, I hear a lot. What changed? I don't know what changed, but the Postal Nation changed. Because when they hired AP, everybody said, yeah, we're going to playoffs. We're going to be this and that. I was one of those guys too. But this year is just different. They're not saying that. People are saying like 9-8 wins. They're not going high bar. They're not going to the top. They're not saying playoffs. Some guys are, wishful thinking. I'm wishful. I wish that too. But they're not saying, yeah, we're going to Super Bowl this year. They're not saying that. Most of the nation is not saying that. They're saying, maybe 9 games. 7, 9, 8 games, maybe 10. The ceiling. They're not overly enthusiastic about this season, which is good. Because last year I was like hyped up because of what AP did, that the year before he got hired. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. That was a complete failure.
First 4 games will tell us. I always said the first 4 games to tell us how we're gonna, because when we made that playoff run, we won 3. We started off 3-0, because for us it's harder in our division for us to catch up. We have to start off because it's I'd rather us go say we start 4-0. You know, we play the Chiefs and say you lose that one. Okay, cool, we could do that, but we stack some wins in the meantime, and then now we know how to play them better. You know, all this kind of stuff. But we need to stack wins early. Like if we can go hard, I don't know why we start off so slow. But that is our downfall because what do we do late in the season? We got to hope for this team to lose and this. No, we have to do our job in the beginning. I mean, the whole season, but I'm saying like in the beginning, beat the mess out of the teams that we have to, that we're supposed to, and play our division. That's what I say. We gotta once we get this running game going, we'll be good. You know, once we get this line situated, like once they put the pieces all together. And like I said, we got big players, big blocking, big dogs in the house. You know what I mean? So we will get it going.
Yeah, because I know it's one thing they did beef with the offensive line. That's one thing they did. They got some beef. I don't know if some of you older guys in the chat like me, there's be a Wendy's commercial back in the day. I don't know, Jason, you might remember. The old lady walked up to the counter and gave him a hamburger and had like a patty about this big. And what she say? Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Yeah, so now we got the beef. You know, we got blockers that won't get pushed back. We got a running back that can break tackles. We got receivers, you know, besides when we had Jacoby Myers that can block downfield. We got Brock Bowers who blocks downfield. He can catch the ball. So we got pieces there. We got to put it all together now. Get that OTAs going because I can't wait to OTAs and mini camp and all that stuff to see what's going on. Like I said, Jason Starr, they're not going to Napa this year. You could have got just a watch, but they're not going. Nice. They will stay in Henderson.
Yeah, they didn't want us to come down there and tear up Napa. So you know, we understand. We get it.
Oh, Napa, I think wanted them up there because I think they.
No, they wanted them up there. They just didn't want the Raider Nation up there because you know we changed the whole. You know, the whole vibe.
Yeah. Well, you know, not going to LA because the Rams been charged. Like, no, they can't come here.
Yeah.
Because they're going to take our fans away. Well, you only got 8 fans.
Yeah. Half of them was ours anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They jumped ship.
And the Rams are like, yeah, you got your fans back, but yeah, you want Super Bowl here, but so what? You know, LA's a Raider town, dude, believe it or not. Sorry. Frank Weber, 4-2 in the division and 10-7 overall would make me very happy. Frank, I will celebrate with you when that happens. When that happens, not if. Yeah. When that happens.
And Frank, I'm leaving that on there to make that happen.
You know what? You should. I don't know if Frank does. I don't think he ever go do well. You should be an invited guest one day because I like Frank Weber's outtakes because he makes some good outtakes.
In fact, Frank, we send you an invite. You know, anytime you are available. You know what I'm saying? Let us know because. You know, we definitely appreciate you. We appreciate everybody. You know,
definitely.
But you know, we wouldn't have our name if it wasn't for Frank. So we gotta, you know, definitely pay homage.
Definitely, Frank. Appreciate that. Yeah. So,
yeah, I don't want to affect anybody, but I was gonna say we even had the little nickname for the show too, which you know it's the Sunday morning pillaging show, aka the Pill, but. I don't want to affect nobody.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know what people are going through, but it's like the Sunday morning pill. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your dope.
YouTube might not look at that like say drugs.
Like you goddamn, you guys are giving them drugs.
You want drugs? They're good. I told you that too when you said that. I don't think that'd be good.
Yeah, but if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know, YouTube be nice. It's Sunday morning. You know,
YouTube kind of it's for you gotta be politically correct. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10-7 be nice. I mean, that's the ceiling, high ceilings. 4-2, definitely. If we go 3-3, I'm so happy with that. I just don't want to go 6 again.
Yeah, that won't happen. That will not happen.
I don't want to get humiliated by our division. They were laughing at us last year. But I'll tell you one thing. They ain't laughing now. Yeah. They're actually kind of nervous.
Look who's laughing now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I bet you if it hire AP again for this year, they'll probably still be laughing. Because who's going to be offensive coordinator? The Turners? No.
That's crazy.
And then you know Patrick Graham was ready to leave. He like because they got off extension said nah. Pete Carroll came in like stay. Okay, I'll sign the extension. Because you know Pete Carroll's building something better. Like I said, Super Bowl champions next year, maybe not. Playoffs, hopefully. Win division. That's a possibility, but they have to play tough early. Like you said, they got to win early. Got to win early.
Yes, we got to win early. Our schedule was always crazy too because I know we played the they had us. I think it was Baltimore, Pittsburgh. It was somewhere we had bang, bang, bang. But I want to. There's a hype around the first game too. I remember last year was like the first where we were really trying to see who that first game was going to be. But I wonder who it will be this year because it won't be the Chargers. I don't think they'll have that back to back. But hopefully not.
What's this? California's Red Nation. The rest are just bitter ex-girlfriends that are mad that we don't live there anymore and switched up local colors. Niners, Rams, Chargers. You know who you are. The haymaker there. What the hell? No, but this year we got to play the NFC East, and two of those teams went to the playoffs.
It's the AFC East. So
NFC East.
Oh, NFC. Okay, for sure.
We got to play the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Easy.
So two of those teams went to the playoffs. Cowboys, I don't want to talk about it because I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Giants, they drafted well this year, but the Giants will be the Giants.
Yeah. Philly, easy work. No, it's fine. No. It's gonna be it's gonna be a challenge, but I'm never surprised because we have a tendency of beating those teams that nobody gives us a chance.
We'll beat Philadelphia, right? Come back and then take care of Commanders at home, and then we go to New York and get our butts whipped.
Yes,
that's our tendency.
Get smacked by the Giants 38-3.
Yeah, exactly. That's our tendencies. We beat Baltimore last year.
Yeah.
Barely. Well, fluke thanks to Max Crosby, and all that. Come back to play Carolina with that time was terrible and get spanked.
Yeah. Carolina came to play that day though. That was the thing too. They did. I think they took that personal that everybody was like, oh yeah, the Raiders should beat this team and all this kind of stuff. And I think they really did take that personal, like they should. You should. But I just feel I don't know what happened on our side though, because there was no motivation.
They didn't even care about that game. They're like, it'll be Baltimore, so we're good.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was just to watch was just terrible.
Guess he made some bad calls. Minshew just threw the ball away. Like, are you guys trying to give up the game because of the point spread? Because you guys want to win some money or what? What is this?
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that Gino's here now. He's probably in the lab with what's the name too. Just and then that's perfect because we don't need, like I said, we don't need the controversy, which is why Shedeur, all that, because I get it. We could have got him in hell of late rounds, but that wasn't fair to Gino. You know what I'm saying? Like Gino didn't need that noise. He didn't need that hype. He didn't need that, if he throws a bad ball, then they should put in Shedeur. No, just let him do his thing. Let him play out his, and if he see if we got something, if not, then we'll start. But I mean, we have to give him his chance to, do his thing first. Because I was a little upset. Like I felt like we still could have got a better backup quarterback out of, not touchdown Tommy is cool, but I'm just saying, like, I felt like we had places where we could have, I love our draft, and it is what it is. We can't change what happened, but like I'm saying, I'm just being honest. I can't say that, we should have did this, but I even was like, I felt we could have got a better quarterback out of the situation, but I'm happy with what we did, and I see the big picture. We don't want distractions for him. Let
Exactly.
Gino be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he does. Let him learn. Let him have his ups, his downs, but let him do it on his own, where he's the guy, where the confidence is behind him, and they have the faith enough to let him go through his struggles to figure it out. Because you're gonna have your bumps before you figure it out. You know?
Yeah, right. But see, but the one thing Pete Carroll's doing, he's building a cohesive locker room. He don't want any distractions. He don't want divas in there. You know, if he had drafted one of these big name quarterbacks, well, not that many, but one of these big name quarterbacks in there, it's going to be controversy. Geno Smith. Every quarterback has a bad day. Nobody has a great day every day. Geno have a bad day. Oh, now you should start him. He's drafting the number 6 overall. You don't need all that. Yeah, bad day. Let him recuperate. Let him learn. Let him, okay, next time. You know? We don't know distraction. They brought in 3 more quarterbacks. They bought, well, he's a wide receiver. But they got the guy from UNLV to visit, and they're going to see what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's more like a Geno Smith characteristic style quarterback. He's a dual threat. He can move his legs, he can throw the ball. So they brought him in for a camp visit. Like Malik, his name Malik, I think it is.
Yeah.
So they brought some quarterbacks because the last couple years they didn't bring anybody in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
And so they're satisfying. Like I said, they're hitting everything that we wanted them to do. You know, at least put somebody in the build just for competition, just somebody to come compete, where no one feels like, oh, I got this. You know, ain't nobody that's gonna take my spot. I'm making 40 million. You know what I mean? So nobody's gonna touch me. You know, we don't need that. You need hungry competitors.
Pete Carroll don't care about that. He never did. He did at USC. He did at Seattle. They drafted and what's that guy's name? What was the guy they drafted? And then they drafted Wilson later in round.
You're talking about Russell, and then
what was that guy's name?
Was it Matt
Flynn?
Yeah, Matt Flynn.
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be Brazil. You thought he was a presumptive starter because you know how much he got paid. I'm starting.
Mm-hmm.
No, Wilson came in and beat your ass and started the rest of the season and won a Super Bowl. So no, Pete Carroll don't care about your name. Don't care how much you get paid. He wants you to play out there because that's not. It don't come out of his pocket how much you get paid. It comes out the team's pocket. So I don't care how much they're paying you, but you suck, and you're not gonna tell me to start this guy over here because we pay him. That's what happened last year with Minshew and Telesco. Well, we paying this guy that's money. We got to start. Yeah. No, get out the books. Because I think AOC still beat them out in the preseason, in the OTAs and mini camps. I still think he did. Because of the money, because of Telesco, because like I said, AP didn't have no control of that team. That wasn't him running that team. As a coach. It was Telesco making those calls.
You know what's going to be an underrated advantage that we have? Just around just the rooms and with the players is going to be Tom Brady. Brady played a lot of these different coordinators, their coaches, and so he's going about the building, giving away, or he's going to be able to give away, hey, this coordinator, he likes to run, just little nuggets. Just to be able to help, and then just QB with him working with Geno is going to be crazy, because it's like you got Pete with you and you got Tom Brady with you.
I don't think he's going to work with Geno. I think he'll be more hands off, but he will, like you said, go in the locker room, give him little tidbits. He's not going to sit there and be on the side out OTAs and he'll probably beat on the sideline.
Yeah, like mechanical. Yeah,
stuff. Like, hey, if you do this, maybe the ball could zip.
Mm-hmm.
But John Brady was a great quarterback, remember, but he wasn't the best quarterback. He had a great defense. He had great receivers, great running game. So he had all that in place and made him look good.
Yeah, I mean, but I've watched Tom Brady carve up some teams, and it's just his accuracy. And he was the king of the outside, like of the either corner route or that out route. Yeah. Like it was like if you can do that all day, because that's a route that's hard to defend on a perfect pass as a defender, because you don't want to give up inside. So you're more, I'll give up the outside just to not give up something vicious inside. You know what I'm saying? But he would just, because I remember those like Super Bowl runs where he was just carving down a bam, sideline, bam, sideline. He'll get you in the middle, have a Welker or something like that. Then he'll hit you, bam, sideline, just controlling the pace of the game. He would stop the clock with the sideline pass, and then they'd be able to either run the ball and afford to because they still got money on the clock. It was just crazy just to see. And I just always was like, damn, why can't we do stuff like that? To be like, it was just very. I mean, of course, I never really liked the guy just for the history, but you have to respect what he did. You know what I mean? Because he was accurate. That was one thing. He was accurate as hell, and like he would flip out if his receivers weren't in the spot. Because that's what I feel like the game has got different too. It's like now the quarterback has to wait for the receiver to feel like they're open. But before it used to be like, hey, wide receiver, you get to this spot. You know what I mean? And the quarterback's going to put it at that spot. And if you're not at that spot, there's a problem. You know what I mean? But that's how the game is now. Now it's like that's why we see a lot of sacks in the game right now. Because the quarterbacks are waiting for the wide receiver to kind of get, you know what I mean, to feel like they're open enough. Instead of like the quarterbacks of old, they used to tell the receivers, hey, meet me at this spot. And that's where, that's where the ball will.
It's you have to wait. And then that time the pressure getting to him, get sacked or throw a bad play. But you got to remember, Geno Smith was the most accurate quarterback in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know that? He was the most accurate quarterback in the last 3 years. His receivers didn't catch the ball, but he was accurate. And then with the receivers we got, you see what they're doing. The receivers we got. And what Tom Brady had, the receivers got open and got to that spot and made great catches. So he'll carve them up because he knows he was going to be at that spot. Sometimes he'll throw the ball before the receiver make the cut. The back is turning, the ball's already in the air, and then he turn around, boom, it's right there. That's what Geno Smith did too. He does the same thing. Because you watch some of the Metcalf's plays, he was already he's making this cut, and the ball was in the air, and by the time he turned around, boom, it's right there, and he caught it before the DB can react.
Yeah. And that's how you stay ahead. That's how you catch the defense off guard. It's like if you let them kind of have enough time, like especially them DBs, if they have enough time to kind of figure what you're going to do, they're going to eventually figure your tail. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the game, they're going to, it's just the earliest part of the game is when you hit them with the surprise, you know what I mean, until they figure it out. You know what I mean? Until they start to see what you're trying to do. Okay, that's why you got to hit them. That's why we always, by the time we figure out what other teams are doing, we're already down 17-0. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us, being able to keep pace, it's like we're figuring out, we got them now, but we're already down like 17 points. But
salute, James Purple. Got to go to work. That's it. There's a hard working man in Raider Nation. All right, have a good day at work, brother.
Yeah, we got a petition for that man a day off. He deserves one too.
He gets 1 day a year off, so
he deserves much more.
1 day a year. Salute, Frank. James. Thanks for popping in. But yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna look this is gonna look a lot different. It's gonna be something we're not used to, or haven't been used to in a while. We're gonna be more competitive. Like I said, we're not gonna win 13 games, 14 games. It'd be nice if we did. It's a possibility we can. But if we can be in games, when the games are close, who's going to make the call? Pete Carroll will. What to do? Because a couple of games last year when we were down the field, we was at the night, close, the 30-yard line is 4th down and 2. We got a great field kicker, although he didn't do good at KC game, but that's besides the point. Kick the field goal. We're down 9 points. Kick the down field goal. We're down 6 now. Maybe get the ball back. Hopefully the defense can step up and get that ball back. No, let's go for it on 4th and 3. Why?
Yeah. You acting like we're not gonna get the ball again. Like,
I can see everybody see we're down 6 and it's late like a minute 30. Yeah, of course you gotta go for it because you gotta get a touchdown. Mm-hmm. But it's like we still got time to get the ball back, get the field goal. We're down 6. You gotta kick 3 field goals in session. We're tied at least. But his decision making was horrific.
Yeah.
His is he hired his guys to help him out. They didn't do crap. Pete Carroll didn't hire no guys to help him out, coach. No, he didn't. He didn't bring in this guy to help me out. Just give me no, I know what to do. I've been doing it for years.
How many advisors do you need? You know, like 4 people in the building.
Yeah, 4 or 5 advisors. Like, I can see he's learning, but they didn't advise you because you got too many cooks. You got too many chefs, not enough cooks. Like everybody with this and that, then you know which one to decide. Like who to listen to? Dude, no.
Yeah, when it comes to like, you know, coaches, don't listen to us. You know, don't listen to us. But when it comes to players, definitely listen to us when it comes to this draft, you know. But yeah, coaches, you know, because I get it. We were riding the momentum of the end of the season. It was cool. It was very, you know, rah. But you know, when we need that many people, we should just hire the people that he has as advisors. If that was the case,
yeah, I was good. They were good. Yeah, right. But now we did. Thank goodness.
Yeah. But now we know. I'm gonna stay out of it on the coaches. I'm gonna just, you know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, let them do the football guys do the football things. Just let them do what they gotta do. They know he can't know what he's doing. He's building his team up. Yeah. Because, like I said, when they hired Pete Carroll, I mentioned 2 players gonna be gone, and they're out. They're gone now. I said Jack Jones and Andre James might not be here. Pete Carroll's head coach. Jack Jones, as soon as they say Pete Carroll's the new head coach, well, Jack Jones, see you later. I said that. You can check my videos back in the day. I said that. I said, Jack, you're not gonna be here. You're not Pete Carroll top cornerback. No, you're not. Nate Hobbs, I said maybe not, but you know, he said he want to get paid. So, but he didn't play for us that much. So, but I knew Jack Jones was gone. I knew Andre James was out of here. They're not gonna resign. They're gonna let him loose. Well, I already paid you 2 years, but you can take the money and run, go somewhere else. You guys not Pete Carroll's style of players. Like you say, you like him big, you like him tough, you like him to block. You like Pete Carroll like players that punish people. Because where we win, where we lose, they're gonna know they're in the game the next morning. Like, damn, we really won that game, but I'm beat up.
Yeah, you know? And it's so much easier after a win to just be like, okay, we got away with that, but we gotta, you know, we definitely got to sew that up. But when it's a loss, it hits so much harder, you know.
But if you play hard, play tough, because you never know, the ball bounces a different way. The referees make a dumb call. You know, sometimes you have no control of it, like especially the game's close. You know, control we're winning well by 2, and then the field goal coming on the field, kick a 70-yard field goal, win the game. So you know things you can't control.
Yeah,
you know, it just happens that way. But my thing is this: no blowouts, game close. If we lose on technicality because of back off by the refs, or if we got lucky that field goal or something like that, I'll accept that. We get dominated by a team that we shouldn't be. You know, I'm not accepting that. I'm done with that. You know, Jack doesn't he can't paint and intercept well. Yeah, but how many times he get burned for touchdowns too? He might have intercepted the ball, but how many times he get burned for a touchdown? You look at that. And the interceptions that he got didn't change the game. We still won. This last year, not the year before, but this last year, it didn't change the game at all. The last thing you get turnover, you gotta make something out of that turnover. You gotta at least get a field goal. You get a field goal out of it, or put the team back in the 1-yard line on their side of the field. Get them back. So, you know, it's that's fine, but if whether a fumble is fine, anything with it, what's the purpose? Because you get an interception, and then your offense on the field and 3 and out, they got to go right back. Maybe a little deeper in the end, but they got to go right back, so it make a difference.
Yeah, we turned the ball over just at just an outrageous rate, man. Like, and it's that definitely, you know, will change. hopefully.
Rare night. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I make my point. Rare night. We can't get blown with teams we should beat. No, we should lose to teams we should beat.
Yeah. As long as we keep drafting like this and we can, keep building, because that's the thing. If we don't draft right, we got to spend money in free agency. That's why we never have money. But we have money. It's just we can't keep paying players that are just going to be there 1 year and 2 years. We got to get our own stable of players and then just add things here or there to kind of get us over the top. But
well, this year wasn't really a good pool of free agents. Next year will be a good pool, but we still got $42 million left in our caps. I don't think you're gonna do anything with that because still got signed the rookies. I think they're starting to sign most of them. I mean, the rookies, the draftees, but it wasn't that much in free agency. Look what they got. They got the guys on 1 or 2 year deals. Let's see what you can do this year. If you do good, we'll re-sign you. We'll give you an extension. If you don't, we'll just move on from you. Because they usually going to pass you to sign free agency, do a 3-4 year deal, and prove nothing. And we still paying them, and they're out. Like what's that guy? That linebacker I still hate to this day. He got from the Rams.
Oh, he's Middleton.
Or Littleton. Him all that money. He did nothing for us. All that money, nothing. Chandler Jones, he had couple good games. Him all that money, did nothing for us. Got hurt, went crazy, lost his mind. Well, I don't know. I'll take that back. I don't know what happened to his mental state. So mental health is a serious issue. So I don't know what really happened. Yeah. So I'll take that back.
Oh, you didn't know what McDaniels did to Hernandez? Ooh, nah.
What?
No, his he was Chandler Jones was having a little campfire and he was catting out talking about oh, you didn't know that what's the name had Hernandez put down? Whatever. He's a ooh. Yeah, just look at the Chandler Jones rant. You could say Raiders rant probably and it'll come up.
What are you talking about the nose candy and all that stuff?
I think so. Well, it was when he was saying all these outrageous stuff. It's pretty much before he got cut, I think it was. Or probably right after he got cut. Or I think it was right before he got cut.
And there was a rant and everything else and all that stuff. They locked him out the building. You can't come work out. Yeah. It was the issue. But we shouldn't have that now no more. We shouldn't have that kind of position we should be in where we're in a news cycle not because our team is winning. We're in a news cycle because we have some divas going on, this and that. No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, speaking of that, so there's a lot of talk about Henry Ruggs. You hear about that?
Oh, yeah. I've been arguing with people all week not week, all week, but last couple of days, just about, because I hope people just understand, like, yeah, it was terrible, and it sucks. But I mean, the dude didn't plan for that to happen. Like there's more malicious crimes that go on in this world. And I get it. Someone lost their life, her and her dog, rest in peace and condolences to everybody in that situation. But I mean, he didn't start his day thinking that was going to happen. He learned. I know he knows now, and I'm pretty sure he will never drink another day in his life. But it's like, damn, like if God can forgive people, man, like who are we? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what dark secrets people have in their history, and it's none of my business. But that's between you and God, and then it should be the same thing with him. Like I think everybody, I'll say that not everybody, because I don't, people that touch kids and that type of stuff. I don't believe people like deserve a second chance. That's just me, but because I have a daughter, said I would never want anything, so I have a strong feeling towards people like that. But as far as like his Ruggs situation, I know people that have been in that similar situation and are good people to this day because of that situation. Like God changes lives and he touches lives. And just remember, God is in control. Everything happens for a reason. My life got changed through not so tragic, but could have been similar situation. And it was, and by the grace of God, that was the situation that helped me change. You know what I'm saying? So like we can't, like things happen for a reason, and we can't blame this. And we can't not forgive people for, you know what I'm saying, making a mistake. Like malicious stuff, that's different. But if it could have happened to any of us. You know what I mean? So, but
Well,
yeah, so sorry about that, Chris, just to go off on that.
no, my thoughts on that is okay. We're human beings. We're going to make mistakes regardless. You know what? Sometimes we do things you don't think about the consequences, especially when you're young, especially when you got millions of dollars behind you. You know, you don't think, this won't happen to me. So the thing is that it did happen to you. Did you learn from it? I don't think the Raiders were bringing back an organization because what happened was a stain on the organization. Because that was a year Gruden was gone. And he had this and that. And plus, we had a couple other players in the organization that got DUIs. I don't think the Raiders want that image. So, let's go back to the NFL. Great. I hope a team besides the Chiefs or the Chargers, anybody else, and then
that was
anybody else can get, even the Cowboys. I don't care if you guys think that's fine. But there's a second chance. Everybody do, unless you said they're malicious. You know what? I'm gonna personally go get in my car, get drunk, go kill somebody. Yeah, no, you don't deserve a second chance. Mm-hmm. Accidents happen, but I don't think the Raiders will bring him back to the Raiders organization because of that stain he left on the Raiders. Because people still won't talk about it. And Pete Carroll, Brady, and Spyjack don't want that image. They're basically trying to whitewash all the past images that we had against the Raiders. You know, the bad things, the news cycle things, the thing like breaking news. You know, they don't want that anymore. They want a clean organization. So him coming back to Raiders, not likely. Getting to the NFL team, maybe so if he works out, you know, because he's been in jail. So I don't know what they do in jail. Thank God. They'll probably be back for workout. They probably will. I wish him the best luck in his future. He's still young. He made a mistake. Like I made mistakes in my day. I'm sure everybody else in this chat made mistakes.
Oh, I'm perfect. I've never done anything.
Oh, get out of here. You overcome. you overcome that, but you got to learn from mistakes. So we'll see. Good luck to him. You know, because he was getting better when he was playing. He was starting to come alive. But I don't think the Raiders going to bring him back. If they do, so be it. But you know,
yeah. Hey, that's funny you said the Chiefs too, because they love taking people fresh out of jail.
Or don't have waiting court hearing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, whenever you get out of court, just let us know. We'll come pick you up.
We'll come pick you up, exactly. Yeah. Matter of fact, we'll have to get a lawyer.
yeah, we got you. We'll get you out of that situation. You just catch them balls for us.
Yeah, so I wish them the best.
Yeah, for sure. And then my rant was just because people are kind of being a little like you know, I don't know. I just felt like, man, the dude was a good kid before that. Yeah, and he made a dumb mistake. You know,
but you don't fault that was right.
His teammates. I say
no, not teammates. It's the organization fault. Yeah. Don't you know the NFL provides those rights, Uber, limousines, all that stuff.
But when you're drunk, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that really in your mind? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying, because they had that at the camp for all rookies at the beginning of the season before even OTA start. They bring all the rookies into this camp, in their camp, and they had the guys talk to them about what to do, what not to do, how you conduct yourself professionally. I'm just he had that talk. But you know, when you're young, sometimes you don't think about those things. I understand that, but I understand that he wanted to get his fancy new car and drive 150 miles per hour. But like I said, I blame him for not thinking about his consequences, and it's kind of hard when you're young. You know, he took a person's life and their family pet. They took their life because he thought it was fun. But like I said, I wish him well. I don't think the Raiders will bring him back.
Yeah, I wish the girlfriend had not got in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it would have been hard for him to leave her there. Well, I mean, you know, she could probably got left there too. But you know, we can't go back and say, oh, wish this. But you know, I was like, damn, I wish. That's the only thing I was thinking. Like, she should have just not gotten in the car, because him getting in the car with her is just, it's too late after that. You know what I mean? But if she could have just somehow just not gotten in the car or whatever, but I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what.
We don't know what happened, but
could have, should have, would have. But
it's just the point
tragic
that
thing happened. But I hope he has the chance to redeem himself.
The point is, you're in Vegas, all right. In the city of Vegas, alcohol is served 24 hours a day. In the city, outside of Vegas, it's not. In the city of Vegas, it's 24 hours a day. Okay, so you know that the Raiders are going to have to make sure that these young guys understand that, okay, you can go have your fun, but this is going to happen if you mess up. Last year, they got DUIs. They didn't do a thing to these guys. Me, I was coach. You get DUI? Well, guess what? You're not playing this game coming up. Matter of fact, you might be off the team.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get DUI in Vegas because alcohol is served all day, all night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Rose might get a better chance to play it again sometime during the season when the team loses a receiver or two. Yeah, like I said, I wish him luck. It's a misfortune that happened. He served his time, so they say that he got out early for good behavior, whatever that is.
Yeah,
I think it's more due to money, but
yeah.
But, like I said, I don't think the Raiders will bring him back. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But unless, like, someone said this theory, and like it kind of, it kind of made a little sense too, because they were saying basically, so he can compensate the family. That would be, like say, hey, if he does get a chance again, there would just be probably a little something between that, where, that he'd be able to at least not support the that's a terrible word for that, but, be able to give back to the family, somehow, some way through his playing, like where something would be dedicated to them.
Well, cool. I heard Marquez already did that already, so he compensated him enough.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
So, what I heard, I don't know how much and what he's doing, whatever, but that's what I heard. So, but only thing you need to do is walk up to that family's house and get on his hands and knees and beg for forgiveness. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Because
like I said, definitely terrible situation, and it's one of those things that it was life changing for everybody that was involved, and it's always good to see positive, outcomes in situations like this. That's why I just want, so I know we can't bring her back or the dog or her dog, but at least he could show people that have been in those situations or whatever, how it is to redeem yourself, how you can bounce back from a tragic situation like that, because no one wants anyone to ever be defeated so much that they can't recover. You don't want no one to go in the turtle shell and just not be able to finish life. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to get back in the fight.
It's waste of work. My thing is this: it'll sound ludicrous to you guys. I'm just thinking this: what you do, go to the family, ask family, get the whole family get together. They take them out to a nice banquet hall, a dinner, and everything else, and get on stage, get on his hands and knees, and beg for forgiveness. And then ask them one question: how the family feel if I go get back in the NFL? How would you guys feel? And see what they feel like, because they're more affected than he is. Believe it or not, they lost a loved one, two loved ones. So let's see how they feel. Let's see what they, I'm gonna get back in football. How would you guys feel?
I hope you go to the worst organization in the league. I hope you go to the Broncos.
Now I don't want to go to Broncos. I don't want to go to none of our team out here.
I don't want them nowhere in the.
Maybe they can ship them off somewhere like back east to the Giants or Jets, somewhere way back away from Vegas.
The Cowboys thing you said was interesting. That would be kind of. I could see that.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, everybody deserves a second chance. Like I said, it wasn't malicious. He didn't intend to go in and get in his car and kill somebody. That wasn't his thoughts on his mind. He was trying to press his girlfriend, like, hey, look how fast I can go. Well, I'm drunk. Yeah, okay. Think things through before you do that. Because I used to drink and drive, but I never got caught. I had tried to get from a bar. I was drunk and I drove home. And then not a buddy, but somebody else I was acquainted to, but I didn't know him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got into a car accident because he was drunk. Didn't kill the people, but he paralyzed one of the passengers. They're permanently paralyzed. And the OD he got on there was a scrape on top of his forehead. That's it.
A reminder.
Oh God, no! I can do it to somebody else. No, I don't mean known as a killer. I don't mean a manslaughter or something.
Yeah,
that's something he got. He didn't get his manslaughter because he didn't kill anybody. But the point is, he took somebody who was healthy, walking. Now they're in a wheelchair for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
that's what I say. I'm not drinking no more. I go to the bar and I have a beer. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like me too. I'm mostly, you guys know me, but I'll, here and there, just kind of take the edge off from work or whatever. But yeah, just driving, definitely not, and then it's good to have good people around you. Cause I'll say you're only as strong as the team you got around you. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, you have to have good people that care about you more than they care about themselves sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, because people like that, you can't go wrong. If everybody in your circle cares about the next person more than they care about themselves, then you got good people around you.
That's a good question. Do you think Pete will keep Tyree Wilson? Well,
he's going to test the physicals. I feel like he's going to see what he can work and generate. Because I feel like that's what he did with Zamir. Because he could have got rid of Zamir too. Like they were getting rid of everybody. Because Andre James they got rid of, Diablo, all the people we've been talking about, and they got rid of them. And for some reason they left those two, with Zamir and with Tyree Wilson. So I feel like he's going to see if they can salvage anything out of that, and then if not, they will hit the bricks. I promise you.
Yeah, like I said, this is Tyree Wilson last year on the Raiders. If he don't do anything, then he'll be gone. They try to make something that he really wasn't. McDummy did, I guess I can see I see what he did in college. He was a man amongst boys and he just pushed people aside, but not in the NFL. I think they're gonna check out, see what's his best attributes and like what does he do the best. No, he doesn't have any moves, he doesn't have any spins, he doesn't have a second move or third move when the tackle or guard is blocking him. So they're going to see what they can get out this kid. Maybe he can turn something next year, this season coming up. Because remember, Christian Wilkinson wasn't garbage in his first 2 years. His third year, he really developed all the moves and everything he did. So maybe they're going to give him another chance. I don't know whether they're going to put him at D tackle or in or NASCAR package or what. We don't know what they're going to do. Same thing with Zamir White. He really didn't have a blocking in front of him. Zamir White is a straight ahead, up and down the field runner. He's north and south. He's not like a cutback guy. So maybe they keep him for get him short yardage production or something else. We don't know. But Tyree Wilson, this is it. He got 2 years left on his rookie deal. So if he's not cutting the ropes, I think he's going to cut him loose, free up that position. Because if you notice, they drafted a lot of defensive linemen in the draft and also in free agency. If you look at the UDFA, they got a lot of D tackles. So he's going to have competition. If you don't have what it takes, he probably get cut this year. If he can't improve a position that he was drafted for, they're going to cut him loose. They're going to like, yep, bye. So, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Me personally, I don't care if they get rid of him or not because at the end of last year, he started improving. So maybe he can build off of that. But as far as it goes, if he can't do anything different what he's been doing, then yeah, Pete Carroll going to say bye-bye. So, yeah, that's a good question. We'll see. We'll see in OTAs and training camp because he's going to look at what your measurables are and what you're good at and how and when and what can we do with you. If we can't find a spot for you, in no sense keeping you on 10 because He's still a rookie, so they ain't paying him that much money.
Yeah, you'll just sit and watch. You'll just sit and watch, and you know, if someone gets injured, then he'll get you in there. But for the most part, yeah, if you're not ready, you'll just sit and watch until you're ready, or you'll be out of there. Depends.
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, Christian Wilkins wasn't all that when he came out of Clemson. He went to Miami. His first 2 years, he was subpar. He was all right. His third year, that's when he broke out. Sometimes it takes certain players can come out of college and make a huge impact. Brock Bowers, as an example. But some player takes a couple years to develop the speed of the game, their techniques, because you're going against veterans who know all the tricks and trades. So you got to develop your own techniques. If we trade Tyree, we'll get him for a 5th round, maybe. No, I don't think a 5th. I think we got 6 or 7. Because he has no value right now. He hasn't done anything. So I don't think him give up a 5th round for him. Maybe some dumb team will. You know, got some stupid teams out there to do that. He has no value.
And that's sad because he was a
first round, 7th pick.
Yeah, first round pick.
It happens. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just waiting to make an assessment after training camp, mini camp, OTAs, and that first piece of the game. Then I can see what we got. I'll see what we're doing. It's kind of hard to judge because we got on paper, shit, we're like a Super Bowl winning team on paper. But yeah, that's just on paper. You can throw paper away in the trash can easy.
Yeah, I do.
It's a hook shot. What time's your game today?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Let me see.
I know it was an early game.
$5:30 p.m.
Okay, cool. Because my game don't start till next season.
Hey, so that's crazy. Like, so basically, the whole thing with me was the Curry LeBron, thing, and then basically we could be in the same boat today.
I don't want to get LeBron out of here. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk basketball too much. Yeah. That's for another time. I'm tired of this whole LeBron thing. I'd really look at, you know what? Just go and just read the whole thing. Just start from rock bottom, build your way back up. It's enough of that.
That's what LeBron does. He'll come and once he doesn't get it done, then he'll just tear the team up. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. I said my legacy's gonna start the next season. So anyway, next game. Anyway.
Also, we'll be on the couch after tonight. I hope we can get this done. But I wanted to talk about that too. I was gonna talk about this, how basically size does matter and how we're getting dominated by Steven Adams and all these big, that's going to be our downfall. And then we're back to our old, where we just live or die by the 3. We don't believe in getting in 2s. We can't get buckets no more. It's because that's the thing. When Jimmy was healthy, I don't know, he's not back to himself yet, but that was what Jimmy gave us, was balance. Like, yeah, we can get you with the 3s, but if we need to, we can get 2s. And so that's what we've been going back to, that just try to stay in the game with 3s, but then we take ourselves out of the game. Just get to the hole, get to the foul line, get free buckets, slow the game down, But like I said, we'll see what we do.
Size matter kind of Pete Carroll too, like you said, both things. Because like I said, if he knows who we got, I don't think we got anybody under 5'10" in the draft or in UDFAs. Everybody's got to be at least 6'2", 6 feet and above. I think Becca's 6'1". Then the linemen, they're big, 6'4", 6'6". The running back, only thing we got is running back, 5'8".
Yeah,
but he plays like a giant. But running backs don't really have to be that big. You don't have to be 6'2" guys. Those guys tend to get hurt a lot. But other than that, we didn't get any small guys. We got big guys,
big dogs. Big dogs.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start dominating. We're gonna start pushing back. That's what we're gonna start doing.
Yeah, bully ball. Somebody said it earlier. Bully ball. I forgot who that was exactly, but yeah, that's basically what we're gonna be doing. It's bully ball, pushing teams around.
Yeah, we have to. Aren't you tired of getting pushed around? Andre's on his butt and getting pushed back. Parham getting pushed back. No, I'm tired of that. You know. Let's see here. Yeah. So we'll see.
Game 7.
And I'm not super sorry like I was when AP got hired. I was super sorry then, but now I'm not. I'm more like impatient because I can't wait to see this new team that we're gonna have. I can't wait to see the development we're gonna get out of it.
Unfortunately, Parham.
But you remember Parham, man. He went up toe with Max Crosby, so he's tough.
Yeah, but we did. I think we finally did invest in we got a center on the roster. I think he's a UDFA, but I'm glad at least they have another center because just in case we would ever have to, just for balance, if we'd ever have to pop JPJ out, you know what I'm saying, like just to fill a spot, we'd have a center in the making to, be able to do that. Because now he's both like our best guard and our best center. So,
yeah, we saw a bunch of guys. I mean, we saw some old tackles, some linebackers, some defensive end. Josh Jordan, I'm glad they picked him up. He's from Minnesota. So let's see the center. We got some old line guys that can play center. So JPJ get hurt. They still got that. Everybody said Park can be a backup center. Yeah, he was all right at that position, but damn.
Yeah. And especially if he's struggling at guard, he's definitely not going to be able to stay off the ground at center.
Oh, there was a guy they signed. I want to talk about him right quick. There's a receiver. Hold on, man. His name is Zachary Franklin. You heard him?
Yeah, that's a good. Is that was it South Carolina or no?
Illinois.
Oh, that's right, Illinois. Yeah.
I want because we're talking about receivers. Let's see what Pete Carroll's trends are. Let's see. Security Frank, here he is.
I'm gonna say 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3".
Yeah, that's the caliber.
Yeah. Again. So what he's doing? He's a UDFA, but look what he's doing. He's 6'1", 190 pounds.
6'1". Oh, he's short.
No, compared to what we got last year, yeah, he's not short at all. He's about the same height as Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is about 6'1", 6'2". 6 feet. So you see what their trend they're doing. So yeah, he's a UFA, so he might make team and not, but that's what he's bringing in. Yeah, we got
Yeah, I wish we had 5 JPJs. Just that we need, we'll get there. Because then when you think about next draft, with what we did with the offense, and say if like we get enough players to stick on like the wide receivers, then we're good. We don't have to focus on drafting that again. We could just we can get that lineman with the first pick, and then start to solidify this line.
Well, that's what Philadelphia had. That's why they draft well, because we don't have to draft that position. We don't have to. We can go another direction. And that's what the Raiders need to get to. They had to signing Geno Smith was what they really needed the most of all. Because now they didn't have to go out and hope and pray that Shadur Sanders was the savior, or trade up, lose all draft capital, get Cam Ward, which I don't think it's going to go off Cam Ward anyway. But now we don't have to draft a quarterback. We draft one. We want one. We draft one later rounds. We make it, fine. If we don't, oh well. Yeah, so they're in a position so we didn't get a position where we don't have to draft this, but we can use the backup, or we can use a development player. We can draft. Yeah, we need another linebacker. Yeah, a linebacker core is pretty good. We'll just get one anyway, just to have. They don't have to like scratch their heads and scramble, sweat it out. Yeah. So hopefully we get in that position.
Yeah, and then that's why the trading back is very important too, because you can get those extra gems. Like we traded back twice, and we're able to get more picks, and that gave us more flexibility because it's like, you have to kind of be more precise, which they were, but it allowed them to double back at wide receiver because I gave a grade of a B plus.
Me too.
And that was for the simple fact that it would have probably been lower too if they hadn't doubled back for Thornton, because that wouldn't have scratched the total itch for wide receiver for me. Like, say if that was the only wide receiver we had drafted with Besh, like, yeah, he's cool, but I just wanted a little bit more, which I love that they doubled back and they got Thornton everything I wanted, the size, the speed, and then you see, so I'm good with it, and they can even leave it open to be an A later on, but I'm leaving it, room for growth.
Well, like I said, second round pick, I said best. And then I was like, oh, I remember him in the Senior Bowl. He killed it in the Senior Bowl. Yeah, it's a good receiver, but second pick, I thought we were going to get some big receivers because we don't have any.
Yeah.
But then when they got third, I said, oh, it makes sense now what they're doing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it is.
Because everybody said, well, he's just like Jacoby Myers. No, he's not. He's tougher. He's a little more physical than Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is great. But here's the thing. He can learn behind Jacoby Myers. He can learn some things. Because basically, they play almost exactly the same position. Because Coach Jacoby Myers originally was a slot receiver. That's going to be a hell of a slot receiver. Mm-hmm. Okay? And you got Bowers against Jacoby Myers. And now you got Thornton, who can stretch the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, because like a Spike Tech said when the draft was all over with, they had the post-draft news conference. The guy asked a question, so how did the draft go for you? I don't know. How you think it went? We started with 9 and got 11 picks. So how do you think it went? Yeah. I'll put you on a B plus. That's what I give. I'll get a higher grade after I see what they do. Because if we can get minimum of 3 starters out of this, or that's on the field, not necessarily at the start. Mm-hmm. But I want to see, can they finish? Are they on the field? Are they sitting on the sidelines? Or on the practice squad? All the draft picks we drafted on the practice squad or on the sidelines, not even getting the game. Only one guy's in there. But if we get 3, 4 guys in there, ain't rotational, then I'll give it an A.
I hope Mostert gets a lot of play too, because I know a lot of people want Genty to kind of get a lot of the, but I would like his experience because he has speed too. So he can definitely get it done. But that would be a nice two-man punch with Genty and with Mostert. I just want to know who's going to be the third guy. Collier. Are they going to try to sprinkle?
Collier's gone. They cut him.
Collier? I thought they signed him, or I thought they. Oh, damn!
I think they cut him.
Oh, okay.
I think I had to look it up again. I thought they waived him, but the Raiders running back. Let's see. Let me look that up because I'm curious. I think they're. I might be wrong.
Well, I was gonna say because whoever's gonna be that third guy, because you don't want to wear Genty down. We don't want to have him.
That's what I'm fearful of. That I hope they don't wear him down like most teams will wear
use them like they do Gibbs, just as a total weapon. Or what's his name in Atlanta, Robinson, like use him like Robinson, just sprinkling, just using him as almost like that forgotten weapon.
Here's the Raiders running back room. Of course, Genty. Chris Carroll, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. I thought he waited. They might have did and brought him back. Collier, Genty, Lobby, McCormick, Mostert, where his name? Mostert, and Zamir White. So we'll see what they do with all these guys. I still say they probably got their eye on somebody else in this UDFA when all the cuts and all that stuff started happening. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they got their eye. But they did bring in a fullback.
Yeah, special teams too, because that's the thing. Like Lobby, special teams. Zamir probably special teams somewhere.
Zamir not playing special teams.
He should. somewhere.
Well, Lobby didn't get a fair shake last year.
Yeah.
I'm sure he fumbled, probably was nervous, got hit, fumbled the ball, and he took him out and never played again. Yeah, well, he did, but he played on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. They probably use Lobby on special teams. I think most of that is going to be more like a third down back.
Think so?
I think that GT can catch the ball in the backfield. I've seen him do it. He made a lot of catches. But I think the most are going to be more of a third down back, sort of like what Amir Abdullah did last year.
Yeah, I like the package because both together, and I hope they run some of because I know Chip likes those double back settings, those sets too. So that could be dangerous too. Because once you got everybody locked downfield, and all of a sudden you got Genty or Mostert running at you from the backfield.
So this is my hypothetical. So yeah, Genty and Mostert on the backfield, right? You got Bowers on one side, then you had Betch on the other side. And you got Thornton out there too. What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
That's what I like about what's going on with getting these guys, because now we're not predictable anymore like we were last year. Run on first down, run on second down, third down 11. Gotta have to throw the ball, or third down 20. Let's do a draw play. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and it's not automatically going to Bowers this time, and not automatically going to Myers this time. So it's like everything is balanced. Everybody has to play their man straight up, and I like those odds. You give everybody that 1-on-1.
And people say Bowers got another 1,000-yard season. That'd be great. That'd be nice. I don't care about 1,000-yard season. I want to have more than 42 touchdowns in the season.
Yeah,
I want to see him get 8 to 10 touchdowns. Use them in the red zone. They didn't do that in the red zone. Well, he could have his touchdown, but Mr. I'm gonna throw the ball away. Mr. Booger man threw the ball way over Bauer's head. See, Bauer was 10 feet tall. He still didn't catch that ball. Just threw over his head like, dude, he's wide open.
Yeah,
I could throw that ball. Sheesh. So the wide receiver role, we got Bachman still on the team. So the shortest guy in the wide receiver room I'm looking at here is Tyree McAllister is 5'10". They signed Kyle Phillips. I forgot about him early in the season. And that was Chip Kelly's guy. So I guess they did him a favor. So shortest one is Tucker. He's 5'9".
Yeah. I think Tucker, like I said, I think we should use him on those screens and jet sweeps and then just let our big dogs eat down the field. But use him as a distraction and, a threat to, break something. But, yeah, just utilize his speed and utilize his toughness. And, the screen passes, he's got hands. He can, even though he, it's kind of like, what was that? Oh, no, that was shout to Rundown, too, man, for the show they had with Mitchell Renz, him and Jay. Fire show, bro. I was cleaning up as I was listening to the show and just – you guys hit on a lot of great topics and great subjects. And when they were talking about, because a lot of people were talking about Trey Tucker, he doesn't catch the ball. And then like Mitch dropped a nugget on the show too, that he only has 2 drops, or he had 2 drops last year. You know what I mean? Which it seemed like more, you know what I mean? But because there was a lot of those challenges and stuff like that, but he's pretty steady with his hands. You know what I'm saying? So maybe as a threat downfield, it might, because there's been sprinkles.
It looked bad last year because the ball's either underthrown or overthrown. So that's what he couldn't catch the ball. Well, geez, remember that dude's bar can catch that goddamn ball. So it was Shaq. They didn't catch that damn ball. He's overthrown. The ball led him too far down the field, or he had to stop and wait for the ball to get to him. That was a lot. That's a lot of what I saw. So he's downfield, but then the ball's in the air. Like he had to slow down his pace. He had to actually almost on that or stop. But then the DB already caught on to what was going on and got it down. But like I said, we got a lot of weapons on this team. They signed that guy. Quadri Ismail, who's like a receiving tight end, more of a blocking tight end.
Yeah. So shout to the Rocket. Shout to the Rocket.
That's his nephew or cousin or son. What?
Great grand step cousin.
I don't know. He's related to the Ishmael, Rocket Ishmael.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what I say. They will throw him a lot.
Yeah.
Or they underthrew him a lot too, because he watched some of the games. The ball's in the air. He had to, he's blazing downfield. And a lot of times he had to slow down his pace and let the DB catch up to him.
I always felt like Tucker should always be like that safety blanket, like on Madden. I shouldn't be giving away my Madden secrets, but I always like on emergency when I need something, I use Tucker as my little end route. He runs the little crossing route, because at some point he's gonna be faster than somebody. But the thing with him on the game is he can't catch. Like, especially downfield, it just sucks that they do him like that.
Oh,
but yeah. But like I'll have him run because at the very least, we should always have a safety blanket. If it's not, because I used to be like, if we could get the ball to Josh in space, that's dangerous. He's gonna be shaking backers and all kind of stuff. But I feel like with Trey, they should keep him in the flat somewhere, just in case if whatever you're looking for is not downfield. Bam, you got the emergency blanket with Trey. Bam, dump it off to Trey. Let him use that speed against them backers.
Well, Chico, when he ran his offense at Oregon, that was to kill us at USC, and also we ran offense at Philadelphia. He first got to the league. He used to have those speed guys just run short patterns and let them take care of the rest.
Yeah,
he didn't send down field, throw a deep ball. He'll throw he'll run out 10 yards, and then he'll throw them and let them do their thing, their magic. That's what he did with Oregon. That's what he did with Philadelphia when he first got the league. But then all that went to haywire. And then when Chico went to Frisco, they didn't give no players nothing. They just like, you suck, get out. So that's why I went back to college. And so we did with Ohio State. Because you look at Ohio State, Will Howard was a decent quarterback. He wasn't the number one overall draft pick. I forgot who picked him up. But a lot of his throws were short passes. Yeah, a couple of long throws, but a lot of throws short pattern throws. And he let the receivers take it from there, or the running backs take it from there.
Yeah. And that's just distributing to them playmakers. And that's all we need. That's what we need, Gino. We need Gino. Just give it to the guys. That's what I used to get mad about Derek. I'm like, Derek, you're not fast, so you have to give it to people that can run fast and do all that stuff. Don't hold the ball. Holding the ball does not get us down the field. Like you taking a sack or you spiking the damn ball into the ground does not get us down the damn field. So I'm like, get it to the guys, get it to the playmakers.
Like the infamous game with the Cowboys a few years back, we need a touchdown to win the game. And Derek Carr ran out, he's running for touchdown. We gonna win. And he gets hit and pumped the ball out of the end zone. Like, oh my God. Why didn't you just dump it on to somebody who can't get in there? Or like the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
The playoff game.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the last play of the game.
Try to get a penalty.
Throw the ball short of the end zone. Throw the ball in the end zone. Give him a chance.
Double move. Get a penalty. Get something. Get us an extra. Get us closer and one more play. But no.
Let's throw it and get it picked off. Like, dude. But anyway, throw it in the end zone. Okay, we got to get end zone. Throw it. Put four guys in there. Put three guys in the end zone. Throw it in the end zone. See we get lucky.
Get a flag or something.
Ooh.
Even though we are the Raiders, we don't get much flags.
Yeah, I heard that too. They've been out there practicing. Gino and Tucker. Gino's actually practicing with a couple other receivers too. I think it was tight end.
I want to see those. Remember how Derek used to have the ones where they be in the somewhere in the desert, throw it running around.
I think it was Ishmael. One of the tight ends he was working with. I don't know if it was Ishmael or Short. One of those guys working with too. There's a couple of guys he's working with, trying to get that timing right.
Get ready, y'all. It's coming, man. We actually are. I'm gonna just keep saying, shh, we here, but don't tell nobody.
We're not here yet. Because you still got to weed out some of the old players that But I think some of the players that didn't work out for the idiot McDuffie and then AP, I think they're going to make them do things differently. Because Pete Carroll see talent, he knows talent. And he might like that question which come asked earlier about Tyree Wilson. But Pete Carroll sees something that say, you're not good at this. But you selling that, and they don't use it. You never use that in the game. Let's use that in the game and see how you do. You know what I mean? He's trying to kind of like look at him, see, oh, okay, we see if we can do something with you. So that's what I'm saying. You probably bring the best of him, you know, because Pete Carroll's a guy. He's that grandpa, like, you know, you like can't wait to see. Like, you live across country. And this year we're gonna see Grandpa. You jump him down your bed, holler, "Yay! Oh well!" That's the kind of guy he is. Can't we see Grandpa?
Yeah, definitely. So we got a good thing going. You know, we just got to keep it up, keep stacking it, keep adding to it. And like I said, I can kick back now because we don't have to be Mike feeling like we got to micromanage our franchise when there's actually people in place doing and seeing the same thing we're seeing. That's all we ask. You see the same holes that we see, and you see the same bums that we see on the team as bums. You know, like, and when you get them out of there, that means, okay, bam, you seen the vision too. You know, it's not just us. We're not complaining to deaf ears. You guys are listening, seeing. You guys are watching film. It's not, you guys aren't just taking money just to be in this organization. You're actually watching the tape, seeing where we struggle, seeing the holes, seeing where we need to get better, and they're putting it to the, they're bringing it to the team. So,
because you won't see Pete Carroll about the grandma any kind of anything right now because they're sitting in the laboratory and like me and Jasin last night, like evil scientists, looking like that. You know, like, the science, please. Okay, read.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, excellent. So, final thoughts, man? Because I'm gonna pick off in a minute.
Oh, for sure, man. Sunday morning Pillages show with Chris4Raiders and Raider Nation Jasin. We have some great things in the works. This one, shout out to my brother Silver and Black Entertainment. We were talking about, just Pete's history with big receivers, and just wanted to, just kind of let people know that this is what it is. And it's not for the passing game a little bit too, but really more for just running game. You know what I mean? So we plan to dominate. And so I hope you guys love everything that's been done right now, because this is year one. So we still got a couple years to build, and I'm excited for it.
And the one thing about that, last couple of drafts, everybody bitching and moaning and going like this, like, what? Mm-hmm. This year we didn't get that. Nobody's bitching about it. Nobody's complaining about the draft. Maybe one or two players, they probably have a question mark, but there's a reason why they picked them. And those were later rounds. They weren't early, they were later rounds. But this year's draft, they picked, we know what we need. We know what we got to do. And this year's draft that's why a lot of these sports channels, they give an A. I'm not getting an A, I'm getting B+ like you did. Mm-hmm. But they're building something. And like I said, next year is going to be good. It's going to be different. I'm not going to the Super Bowl next year. I hope we do. Okay? Mm-hmm. But you got to be patient. Some teams, takes teams time. Look at what Oklahoma did in Detroit. It took them like 3 years because this first year, it was 1 in 15, 1 in something.
Mm-hmm. And we seen them too. Like, remember that game against Green Bay where they beat Aaron Rodgers the last game? That was them just on the brink of kind of feeling that out. Yeah.
But you got to give them patience. Because like I said, when the coach, like you said, and I said, when the coach come into the building, they usually bring their people in. Pete Carroll pretty much let all the DCs, as he brought Chip Kelly in, most of them intact. Philbin's still there. He's a good offensive line coach. He's still there. He's now he's controlling the offensive line. He was assistant last year on that idiot they brought in. Mm-hmm. I forgot his name, but now he controls the offensive line. Now the offensive line know, because you look at the games. Ooh, are we power blocking or are we zone scheming? Because I forgot. I wish I remember his name. Who said that? I'll give him a shout out. But he said, like, one side of the field they were power blocking, other side of the field they were zone blocking. It's confusing. Like, what were we doing?
Yeah, because I think some didn't have the capability So that's crazy too, because you would think you would just get the players that do that well, but for us, we had to kind of work with what we had at the moment, and it was like, yeah, we see that didn't work. So
that's because that group didn't get guys. They let Getsy bring his guys like right here. Who?
Yeah.
What? Why?
yeah,
They didn't bring the guys and they need. Okay, we AB, we gonna run all next year. Okay, well, what scheme you gonna run behind? Because you gotta have a scheme. You can't just run.
yeah,
You gonna zone block. You gonna power block. We're gonna be a power team. We're gonna block. Then why we zone block? Why we get these little guys in there trying to power block? Why is Pariam and Andre James there at the power block? These guys get pushed back. So, but this year we got beef. And I like what Spytek. I like what Spytek said. People kind of upset when he said that. We're gonna have a competition at center. People like, why JP? No,
yeah.
Pete Carroll still wants competition. You know what? You might be good at center, but we still have somebody to push you, make you better.
I'm scared the hell out of everybody right now. What if JPJ goes down? Oh, that's why we have to have moments like this where we stack our roster for those moments. Because anything we seen, Kuntz went down and that whole thing went bad. You know what I'm saying? That's all it starts is a key position being out of there. So that's why in the wide receiver room, I feel a lot. I feel relief. Yeah, I feel relief because it's not just Jacoby. Yeah, because that's what we hear. It's like, we got Jacoby, we got Bowers. Yes, but after that, what do we have? No. And then you see they got rid of Ramel Keaton, so that obviously they didn't have anything there. Shout to him and his successes later on. But you know what I'm saying? It's I feel better with depth. I would like a little bit more running back depth. That's what I know I should be satisfied, but give me a little bit more running back depth.
Like I said, they probably will. Like I said, they're gonna wait because even Pete Carroll said after the draft, they're talking to him and they said we're not done yet. Mm-hmm. He said we actually just get started. Draft is over, but now the real thing starts. We're gonna see these players and we're gonna watch the other teams. The players they got that they don't want, we're gonna take them. Yeah. Like I said, they signed this guy Colin Johnson, 6'6", tallest receiver in the NFL. Yeah, he bounced around between the team, but the point is that they signed him. Mm-hmm. So, they signed a defensive lineman. They waited David to go. They signed that rugby player from Australia. Mm-hmm. That dude's a monster. You seen him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember the last 6'6" player we had? He was pretty good.
He's a defensive lineman. They waived David Go as defensive end. That's part of the international thing, that PIP, whatever it's called. So he's actually on the roster. But the dude's a monster. He's played rugby, so he's tough. If you can play rugby football, you're tough because they don't have no pass besides the cup. Mm-hmm. They don't play with nothing else.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm happy with this. This room, I'm happy what they're doing. I'm happy that they're moving forward. Like I said, give us a year. As my boy Jeff said, McDermott sets back 5 years. When year 3 of that setback, let's give us another year. Then
Pete's gonna turn that around though. This first year will be fun again. That's what it will be. Mm-hmm. It will be. We're gonna get back to having fun, and what it's gonna do is just get us ready for what's coming. So it's gonna be fun. Get your popcorn.
You think about it. If we look good, then we got free agents might want to come over here because some free agents want to come under McDermott because they know about him, they heard about him. Like, I don't want to sign for you yet, but no one else signed me. I guess I have to sign. I'll just play this contract out. But now people gonna want to come. Pete Carroll out. See what they did? Yeah. Free agent. AP, can I come play with you guys? Mm-hmm. Exactly. We'll get more free agents try to come over here.
Yeah, like the Ramsey thing would be nice, but
I'm not trading.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's too much to get. If when he's a free agent or whatever, then yeah, but and then remember we heard the Tyreek Hill stuff, and then all the stuff came out with him. So that's what I say. We doing the right thing. We got our own versions of whatever we were going to pay them. So
Only team we traded for a player was most important position we needed was Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else could play itself out. The cornerback, that'd be nice, but do we actually need him?
Nah.
No. So I'm not trading up draft capital or anything else to get him. Did we need to trade for Tyreek Hill? Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, might be called Mr. Chill for nothing, but he might not even fit the scheme we're going to run because he doesn't block. I've never seen him block. He just runs. So he's not. So do people say we should get him for what? No, we don't need him. We got speed. What's the name? Rams, like you said, we got cornerbacks. Da came through last year, but he got hurt. We'll see what Richardson has. Cameron Richardson, see what he has. Because like I said, maybe this year he'll turn things around because guess who's the head coach? Pete Carroll. Guess we did back in his younger days. DB coach. Mm-hmm. So he knows the DBs. So maybe he can turn around. But anyway, what you got? You got anything coming up? God, I don't have anything planned for this week besides Saturday show. I might pop in now and then, but I don't have anything planned.
Yeah, I was gonna say until something kind of pops up. But yeah, I was gonna say I'll see you Sunday for sure. But if anything does pop up, if I go into a depression, it's because the Warriors are out of the playoffs. So if you don't see me for a couple days, please check on me. Make sure I'm okay.
I don't want you to be depressed if we lost. Shit. So I should be, but I'm not. Because like I said last on the other night, I wish they just move on from LeBron and get somebody else.
Get you got Luka Don.
Hey, no, man, what's up?
LeBron.
Where's the flag? What's up, guys? We're just about to sign off. But thanks for joining us anyway. Appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate you guys. Frank Weber. All right.
I think Weber, man of the hour.
You know what I'm saying? The man behind the man behind the man.
He is,
you know what I'm saying?
The guy behind the scenes.
So thanks again for the entertainment, environment, and the platform, gentlemen. Please enjoy the hoops later. I hope so. Frank Webb, let's go Dubs. Frank, great show, guys. Thank you.
My season's over, so I don't care about basketball no more. Probably go watch some AAU basketball. I'll be more entertained. And then I wish you guys well. Because I said Warriors make it great because that's the only California team I will root for besides the Lakers. But definitely don't root for the Clippers. Not even close. So the only team I root for that's from California.
Oh yeah, and then tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo too. Shout to all my Latin folks. You know what I'm saying? They definitely gonna be celebrating here in the city. Just know that. But yeah, we'll be at the center. Doing a little something with the clients and stuff like that for Cinco.
Yeah. Shout out to those. Have fun. Celebrate, but celebrate responsibly. Please don't overdo it. That's all I gotta say. If you got there, have a good time, get drunk, get somebody else to drive, call an Uber, do anything you can. But please be safe.
Drink less, smoke more. That's all I got for you. Appreciate you guys. We love y'all. And
you said smoke more.
You know what I'm saying? Drink less, smoke more. It's better for you, but hey, everybody do what you do. Just do it safely.
Just do it safely. All right.
Love y'all. Appreciate you.
Signing off. Go Raiders. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.